Good evening and welcome to Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier as we are getting you set for Toledo Area Athletic Conference football tonight in a Week 9 that you couldn't ask and couldn't script better in terms of weather here tonight as we begin the night. Temperatures in the 60s, that sun setting in the west, just a beautiful setting here in Montpelier as we're ready for 2-6 Montpelier against 6-1 Ottawa Hills. The one-game discrepancy there in Montpelier playing 8 and Ottawa Hills playing 7. Ottawa Hills never was able to replace Cardinal Stritch on the schedule last week, so they are coming off of a bye week, the rare bye week in high school football. Pre-game show tonight, of course, and every night brought to you by Allied Molded Products. Think inside the box at Allied Molded Products. Let's begin as we bring in our favorite Friday night guy, former Hilltop head football coach, current Montpelier girls basketball coach Mike Bumb, and we begin by talking about Montpelier, where this is a season that really isn't all that unexpected. On the heels of a terrific year last year, winning 7, getting to the postseason for the first time since the early 1990s, with the exception of the COVID season when everybody made it. But this was always probably going to be a step back year just a little bit for a variety of reasons. Low numbers, lots of youth and inexperience playing. They have won 2. Chance in Week 10 to get another one. They've had some a couple of other competitive games where they had shots at. In fact, they're on the heels. They just didn't score a lot. Defense played well against Northwood last week and losing just by an 18-7 score last week. But overall, really not all that out of kilter with what we expected Montpelier preseason.
Fair. About what you expect. I know if you talk to the coaching staff and the players, they thought maybe last week was a chance against Northwood, and as you just indicated here, some mistakes and some turnovers at critical times did not allow them to beat Antwerp, and they lost that game 18-7. Big mismatch tonight against Ottawa Hills. I don't think that's anything that's a big secret. Going to take an absolutely very tall order, I guess, to say the least, for the Locomotives to stay in this game against an undefeated Ottawa Hills team. But then you also have a chance in Week 10 to finish up the season on a positive note. So what's the keys tonight? What are you selling your kids tonight against a team that you are huge underdog? And that's the question.
It's tonight, though, perfect for Montpelier in the fact that you can just, and we're going to get into this more as the pregame and the game goes on, just go let it all hang out. Just go play hard, go play fast, and see what happens. Maybe you get Ottawa Hills in a look-ahead week with Eden looming next week in the big showdown for what many believe will be the winner-take-all-TAC title.
Well, a couple things you got going in your favor if you're a Montpelier fan is just what you said. A look-ahead week next week. Everybody's expecting the showdown between Eden and Ottawa Hills to decide who's going to win the TAC championship. Both teams obviously are going to be very high seeds in the postseason play. But also Ottawa Hills is coming off of a week that they didn't have a game. And I know that's kind of a good thing in the NFL and college football. I'm not so sure it's such a good thing in high school football when you get out of your rhythm. So, maybe a little bit you're on the road. You say on the road, well, you don't have big crowds in high school football like you do in the NFL and college. It's still a big advantage for the home team. It's a time suck for one. You got to get on your bus, and it's an uncomfortable process and all of that. And your routine's kind of out of whack. So there is an advantage, albeit not as much as you have in college and pros. I understand that. But it is an advantage for the home team. So Montpelier, and they've got some firepower. I mean, Montpelier's got 3 or 4 kids that are good enough to start on any roster of any of the teams in Northwest Ohio that you've talked about that are going to have deep runs in the playoffs. And, of course, we'll talk about the Hayden Sharps, who's an outstanding quarterback, and running back Griff Cooley defensively and offensively, and Logan Pontius is fantastic, both on the defensive and offensive side, but just not enough depth because of the lack of numbers. One would think, at least on paper, to be able to compete against Ottawa Hills this year.
You want athletes. Ottawa Hills is your team. 6-1 coming in, 2-0 in the TAC. They've won back-to-back TAC titles. Dream year last year where they went 11-2 a season ago, and losses were to Margaretta. And they knocked off Margaretta and Colonel Crawford in the postseason. That loss that ended it was to Bluffton. Last year, Ottawa Hills won 2 playoff games for the very first time in school history. Brandon Carter, in his second year as head coach, 17-3 there. This is an Ottawa Hills team that is built just like last year. All those skill guys are back. The area that they had to replace, the heart and soul of their team last year, all those skill guys were getting all those yards because of everything done up front. That was as good of an offensive line that you and I saw, not just last year, but in a lot of years. You have to go back to probably the Edgerton playoff team of 2018 that was really road graders up, or they really were road graders up front. But not the same line. There has been a slight drop-off. They're still pretty good. I mean, you look at numbers, they're still pretty good. But this is an Ottawa Hills team that is, 18 seniors. You don't see that at Ottawa Hills. And this is a group that is conditioned to winning and have done so extremely impressively throughout their entire high school careers.
They have. You referenced last year, this senior group, 18 seniors, which that's a huge number for people listening out there when you're talking about small schools. Division 6 with Ottawa Hills. You accompany that with last year's great senior class. You get those back-to-back classes, Angie, and that's a recipe for a lot of success. You're right, offensive line probably on paper not quite as good as it was a year ago, and that was the highlight last year. We were talking about how great this offensive line was, and then, oh, by the way, the secondary thought was the skill players, which were all great. But the highlight was the offensive line. This year, kind of flipped the script a little bit. Now we're talking about the Pillarellis more. We're talking about Chase Miller and all the great things that they do, and maybe secondary talking about the offensive line. Not that they're not a good quality offensive line, but probably not to the quality that they were a year ago.
Just getting started here on the Allied Molded Products pregame show. When we come back, our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the head coaches, Andy Robinson of Montpelier and Brandon Carter from Ottawa Hills, join us on B-Rock Sports.
When the time comes for you to buy or sell a home, you need a realtor who is on your team, someone who will coach you through the buying and selling process and outline the strategy for you to have a successful transaction. That someone is Misty King from Amerimaid Realty. Misty has been a team player in the real estate industry for 23 years and has an award-winning reputation for getting good results. The Amerimaid Realty team is also a top-ranking team, and together they'll help you make a smooth move to your new home. So when it's time to buy or sell, give Misty King and the Amerimaid team a call at 419-633-4997 or visit them on the web at amerimaidhomes.com.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
See Black Swamp Equipment in Bryan, Archbold, and Defiance.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
And we welcome you back to the pregame show. It's time now for our conversation with the coach, presented by Brian Ford Lincoln, and we are talking with Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson. And, well, Andy, I know not the result you were hoping for last Friday night in the matchup with Northwood, but looking back at that game, what were some of your takeaways from Friday night?
I mean, defensively, I thought we played the best game that we've been able to play all year. We were extremely disappointed at the end of it. We kind of felt like we gave one away, and then, that's no disrespect to Northwood because they played extremely hard, but I thought defensively we played well enough to win that football game, and offensively we squandered too many opportunities, gave the ball away too many times. But I did think that our kids took a step in the right direction defensively. Again, it's been a building year for us, but I think we're starting to continue to move in the right direction. So we're going to see in these last 2 weeks if we can put a good product on the field and finish out the season on a high note.
Andy, on the defensive end specifically, what ways is this team better now than they were maybe at the beginning of the year?
We're doing a lot better job recognizing formations. We've really hammered that home. It's tough when you got, a light amount of kids, and we're only practicing about 18, 19 kids every day. So we don't get to give these kids a great scout look, so we have to do a lot of unique things to get them prepared. But they've done a great job watching film. They've done a great job looking at our installs, and understanding what we're trying to do, and then we're tackling better. And, that's a big part of this game. And it's a lot of young kids that have worked really hard at it, and we've pushed it in this, second half of the season, and they've just gotten better and better at those three things.
And like you were saying, offensively, it sounds like just not being your own worst enemy at times might be something to focus on. Yeah,
it absolutely is. We got to stay on the field. We got to control the clock, and we have to put the ball in the end zone. When you don't score points, you don't win a whole lot of games. So, we're continuing to, work at that. Again, it's, I hate, it's like beating a dead horse, but, we know how young we are. We're just trying to get these kids to, understand exactly what we're trying to do. And when that happens, we'll be a lot better off. We'll be able to put points on the board. We'll be able to win some football games.
All right, next up for your group, home game with Ottawa Hills. Tell me what you know about them.
It's just an extremely talented team. They've gone through a really good 4-year run here. This group of seniors that they have over there is very talented, extremely fast. When they have the ball in their hand, they got kids that have a lot of wiggle, and it's tough to bring them down. So, again, it's a week where a lot of formations are going to get thrown at us. They do a really good job of running a lot of different plays, or a lot of same plays off of a lot of different formations. So we really are going to have to be focused on, where they're lining up and what we think is coming, and then just continuing to play really hard.
It seems like, especially maybe on your defensive end, fundamentally a very important week, tackling out in space, getting a lot of hats to the football, I'm assuming have been a couple of the things you've been stressing this week?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got the two Pillarelli brothers with Rocco being the running back. And the number 2 is the other one. He plays receiver for him, and they're so good in space. So, we're going to get tested this week, but it's a good test for us to kind of, again, see where we've grown since the beginning of the year. Kind of reminds me a little bit of what Edgerton does, maybe just even a little quicker. So we'll see how far we've come since that game.
Andy, it seems like offensively might be a good game for your offensive line to kind of be physical, to dictate, so you guys are doing what you want to do and playing good Montpelier football.
Yeah, it is going to be. We're going to see again where these kids have come. The line's done a much better job. We're playing 4 kids that had no varsity experience coming into this year. So going into week 9 now, we're going to see where we are, and I think it's a group that's ready to be physical up front. I think they're ready for the challenge, and I'm excited to see how they'll take that on.
Other than that, maybe some X's and O's, a couple of big factors for Montpelier Friday night.
Again, it's we have to keep the ball in our hands as much as possible. When they have the ball, they're really good with it and they score a lot. So we've got to try to keep the ball and dictate what's going on. Try to steal a possession or 2 here and there. And defensively, again, if we can get them to punt once or twice, maybe get a turnover, then we're going to be okay, and we'll have an opportunity at the end of this game.
It's our conversation with the coach, presented by Brian Ford Lincoln, talking with Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson. Andy, always a pleasure. Appreciate the time. Best of luck in this one.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for the coverage.
Stay with us. More on the pregame show when we come back.
Are you in need of quality furniture and appliances? Look no further than DirectLink Appliance and Furniture. With Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, and Ashley Furniture, and Jamieson mattresses, and new to the store, Molecule mattresses. Made right in Auburn, Indiana. You'll find everything you need for your home. Plus, our trained technicians provide service to all makes and models of appliances. With unbeatable prices and impeccable customer service, DirectLink Appliance and Furniture is your one-stop shop for all your home needs. Don't wait. Shop DirectLink Appliance and Furniture today.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
Downtown Bryan, Ohio has become quite the shopping destination in the past few years, thanks in part to Elian's Boutique, the Maddox Men's Emporium, and Faith and Grace Baby Boutique. These incredible stores offer something for everyone, featuring men's and women's apparel, newborn and kids apparel, maternity wear, specialty foods and drinks, barware, jewelry and accessories, giftable items, and much, much more. They're located on the east side of the square in downtown Bryan and open weekdays 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 3. So come to downtown Bryan, Ohio and visit the L.E.N.'s family of stores for all your shopping needs.
As we continue on with our pregame show, we continue on with our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach, and we are talking with Ottawa Hills head coach Brandon Carter. And, well, Brandon, heading into week number 9, 6-1 on the year. Overall, are you happy with how the guys are playing right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we kind of stumbled out of the blocks the first week, but after that, just kind of got back to the basics and slowed things down. And the guys have been locked in, and we've been getting better and starting to hit on all cylinders ever since.
You know, looking at your scores this season, it seems like defensively, it just seems like this group is getting stronger. I think, you've given up 12 points over the last 3 games. 5 of your 7 opponents haven't scored more than 6. It seems like defensively this is a team that continues to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they kind of took it personally, too, especially after week 1. With Gibsonburg and them scoring 26 points on us. And, I mean, honestly, those guys have grown up, man. I mean, they've really stepped up as leaders on that side of the football. We've had some phenomenal players that played before those guys, and I told them after that game, I said, listen, you don't need an invitation to be great. I need you guys to step up. I need you guys to be leaders, and those guys kind of took that and ran with it, and they're starting to gel on defense, and they're playing with that Ottawa Hills swagger that the Ottawa Hills defense had last year. Like, they have that now, and they've been getting confident each week, and it's just been exciting to see.
Talk about the offensive side. I see you're putting up some big points so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, offensively-wise, I mean, we opened it up a little bit. Last year we used tight end sets, and this year we went away from using a tight end, and we just put another skill guy on the field, and it's just made us more dynamic and explosive. Chase Miller, he's a 4-year starter on offense. He's done a hell of a job for us commanding the offense. I told him at the beginning of the year that he's got the keys to the Lamborghini, so just don't crash it, and he's done a heck of a job for us. Jackson Snyder, Reddick Pillarelli, Nick Anderson, obviously Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield, and then the offensive line. I mean, big hats off to them. Those guys have stepped up. A lot of those guys didn't have a lot of experience coming into this year, and they've done a really good job anchoring things up front.
Seems like you have a confident bunch as the year's gone on. You would know as well as anyone, being the head coach, you know, confidence can lead to a lot of things, can it?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the biggest thing. That's what we stress here is mindset and being confident and believing that no matter who we line up against on any given Friday night, that if we put our best foot forward, we'll have an opportunity to win. And we just obviously have to execute and make sure we make the plays to do that. But overall, yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is just being confident. Our guys are confident. They bought into our system. Everything we do, fast, physical, and fierce, those guys have bought into it, and they've been able to do some really good things on Friday nights for us.
All right, so next up for you, week number 9, road showdown with Montpelier. What do you know about them?
Montpelier's solid. They're well coached. They'll spread it out, which is good for us because it kind of plays in our favor with our skill guys. We'll see some 3, 4, sometimes 5 wide receiver sets, which we'll see next week against Eden too, so it'll definitely get us prepared for the next 2 weeks. Like I said, they're tough, scrappy, well coached. Their quarterback is solid. He was an all-league player for them last year. He's a junior coming back starting last year. So we just know defensively we got to make sure everybody's on the same page and communicating and flying around. Because once one guy gets out of position, he can make us pay. So we got to make sure we're supposed to be on that side of the ball. And just offensively, play a clean game, make sure we don't turn the football over, get our playmakers the balls in space, and I think we should have a good shot.
Being the road team in this one, Brandon, how important is it that you get off to a good start in the game and have some success early?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we always call them road trips or business trips when we go on the road, and that's our thing. It's like, hey, we're not going here to have fun on the bus and laugh and joke around. Like, it's a business trip. Make sure you guys are locked in and focused when you get on the bus. Make sure when you get off the bus, you're locked in and you're ready to go. That's the biggest thing. Going into someone else's environment, it's always hard to win on the road. So we got to make sure everybody's sticking together, everybody's on the same page and doing what they're supposed to do. And obviously getting off to a good start is huge. We got to make sure whether we take the ball first or we're on defense first, that we get a good drive on offense, and defensively, hopefully we can get those guys to go 3 and out and just build that confidence and keep it going.
It's our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach, talking with Ottawa Hills head coach Brandon Carter. And Brandon, appreciate the time. Thank you for that, and best of luck in this one Friday night.
All right, thank you for having me.
Stay with us. More in the pregame when we come back.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Art Taylor Insurance in Bryan and Garrick's All-Star Insurance in Montpelier, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, wants to wish all the local high school sports teams the best of luck in tonight's big game. Whether you're hitting the field, court, or track, your hard work, dedication, and teamwork inspires us all. Go out there and give it your all. At Art Taylor Insurance and Garrick All-Star Insurance, we're proud to support our athletes and our community. Let's bring home the win. Good luck, teams, from Art Taylor Insurance and Garrick All-Star Insurance, protecting what matters today and tomorrow. The weather is turning the corner, and it's a great time to freshen up the outside of your home with Clark & Kensington Paint from Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan. You'll find all you need at Donaldson's, from brushes and rollers to the best paint on the market. Clark & Kensington. It's ultra durable, resists cracking, peeling, and flaking, provides mold and mildew resistant finish with VOC, and it can be applied in temperatures as low as 35 degrees. So finish up your painting projects with paint from Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place.
Back out here in Montpelier, week 9 of high school football. A couple of quick keys in this one, Mike Bumb, for Montpelier.
I think they have to have early success, Andy, and I think they're going to have to take some chances, especially in special teams area. That may be an onside kick, a fake punt. Obviously, they're skewed in the favor of Ottawa Hills. So when you have that kind of a situation, you really have nothing to lose. Take some risk. Maybe that's the flea flicker you put in practice this week. Maybe that's a fake punt. Maybe that's an onside kick. But you got to get some early momentum, I guess, is my point here for key number 1 for the Locomotives.
Green Bears, how do they win on the road
Just
tonight?
be who you are. You've got a better roster. Don't turn the ball over. Act like you're engaged. Stay within your concepts of what you're trying to do. Don't do anything that is outside of the realm of what you would be doing normally in the first 8 weeks of the season. Establish the run. They're obviously a very, very balanced team. Miller's been outstanding this year with over 1,300 yards passing the ball. The Pillarellis have been great, both receiving and running the football. Be who you are and don't shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, do what you do and do
what you do. That's all you got to do.
We're going to take our final break of the pregame show, which is being brought to you by Allied Molded Products. Think inside the box at Allied Molded Products. 6-1 Ottawa Hills, 2-6 Montpelier. Just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. We'll have it for you from Montpelier after these messages.
It's a milestone moment at Midwest Community Federal Credit Union. For 7 decades, we've been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Here's to the next 70 years and beyond. A future where our communities thrive, and Midwest Community continues to be your partner in success.
A life well lived is a life well remembered. Hi, I'm Sierra.
And I'm Paul Rorig Jr., and we are the 3rd generation owners of Fackler Monument in Montpelier, Ohio.
Everyone deserves to be remembered, and we can help you with a customized memorial for you or your loved one.
Whether it's a picture design, custom creation, a small marker, or a large monument, we've got the largest indoor display in the tri-state area.
Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, where 3 generations of tradition and trust come together.
Visit us online at facklermonument.com.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos!
Back out here at Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier here on this Friday night, week number 9. Your pregame tonight has been brought to you by Allied Molded Products. Think inside the box at Allied Molded Products. Let's talk about some of the numbers that you're going to be hearing as far as Ottawa Hills is concerned. They're outscoring their opponents 312-80 on the season. They allowed 26 to Gibsonburg, 30 to Port Clinton. That was a shootout, 37-30. Other than that, the other 4 games have been 6 points and under that they have allowed, and they have absolutely obliterated TAC competition this season. Chase Miller has had a terrific career, fantastic season, 1,305 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, and only 5 INTs thrown. Rocco Pillarelli has rushed for 11-22 and 11 scores. That's 11 yards per touch. His brother Reddick Pillarelli is the leading receiver, 32 catches for 394 and 5 touchdowns. Again, on the year, they lost to Gibsonburg. They have wins over Evergreen, Swanton, Port Clinton, Erie Mason, Northwood, and Hilltop coming into tonight. Montpelier owning wins over Van Loo and Richmond Heights, losses to Antwerp, Woodmore, and Edgerton, along with Ridgemont, Eden, and Northwood entering play tonight. Ottawa Hills is in the postseason as of right now. They haven't officially clinched yet, but they do control their own destiny. We're going to dive into that playoff picture a little bit later as the game wears on. A couple of notes for Montpelier. Hayden Sharps has already broken the passing attempts school record with 542 attempts, the yardage at 37.77 for a career, and touchdown passes for a career at 36. Those feats happened in the last 2 weeks. He needs 10 completions tonight to break the all-time completions record, which is currently 265. Cam Smith needs 74 yards to become the all-time receiving yards leader and 2 touchdowns to break the all-time touchdowns record. Ottawa Hills 6-1. Brandon Carter, second year, 17-3. They're 2-0 in the TAC. We mentioned they won 2 playoff games last year for the first time in school history. 5 straight winning seasons coming in, and now with their record at 6-1, it's 6 consecutive winning seasons. 8 starters back on offense and defense, and again, pretty much all the skill guys returned from last year. And they have a distinction. Think about this, Foz. They have 2 grads. I mean, they have a few grads that have gone on and played college football. They have 2 that are playing in the Ivy League right now. Luke Nepper is the long snapper for Princeton, while A.J. George is playing and getting significant minutes at Columbia. Now, think about that. You have 2 kids that go on to play college football, and that also says something about what they do in the classroom as well, that they're Ivy Leaguers.
It's very impressive. And Ottawa Hills is one of those schools, for a small school, they've got more sports. I would measure them up with anybody as far as the size of school that they are and the amount of sports that they have. They have lacrosse. They have soccer. They
field
have
hockey.
I mean, it's unbelievable. They have football. Of course, your traditional sports like baseball and basketball and softball, but a lot of different sports. So that tells me with a school that size who's had success, kids are getting involved with things, and that's a great thing.
It will be teed up, and Wesley Hartsock will kick it away. Meanwhile, the Pillarellis are deep, Reddick and Rocco. There is a third Pillarelli that's a sophomore, Riker Pillarelli, on this team.
Pretty good bloodline there, but here's the deal. Montpelier, be best just to squib this on the floor here, because this is a big mismatch with Pillarelli's back deep.
And that's what they've done, and falling on the kick is Mitchell Eidenauer right around the 37-yard line as they kept it short all the way. So here comes that offense. By the way, Montpelier won the toss, deferring to the second half. So that's why Ottawa Hills has it, and they'll begin the first drive of the night, 1st and 10, at their own 37-yard line, moving left to right. As we said, already into week number 9. They haven't officially clinched yet, but are very close. They control their own destiny. A win tonight probably locks them in to a full-time playoff spot, and 2 wins would get them 2 home games more than likely. The top 4 seeds would guarantee 2 home games, assuming they win week 1. Miller in the shotgun, hard snap count, and he draws the Montpelier D-line into the neutral zone, so they'll steal 5 yards to start this game, and it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Green Bears.
Ottawa Hills in a shotgun look. 2 slots in tight, on a tight end kind of a set position, only flexed.
Rocco Pillarelli, the running back, 2 receivers right and left. It'll be Miller on the RPO. He'll keep it. 40. Little shake and bake move, 45-50. Another cut to the 45. Still on his feet at the 40. Slam down at the 38-yard line. But that'll be 25 on the first snap of the game for quarterback Chase Miller.
You see the athleticism the left-hander has there. That time it was kind of a broken play, but Montpelier had several chances to make a tackle there, and he just out-athleted him.
1st down and 10 for Ottawa Hills at the Montpelier 38. By the way, when we wrap things up here tonight, we'll get you to Cleveland for Game 4 of the ALCS between Cleveland and New York. Guardians, of course, with a walk-off win in 10 last night to stay in the series. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver and a wing to the left. Pistol formation here for Ottawa Hills as they'll bring an H-back over to the right side. Another RPO and a quick pass to the near side to Reddick Pillarelli. He's inside the 25, still on his feet, 20. Stiff arm as he shoved Hartsock off of him and out of bounds at the 18-yard line, Foz, so he'll get about 20 on the pitch and catch.
Yeah, just a basic screen play off the RPO, as you said, Andy. And again, these athletes in space, very difficult to bring down.
1st and 10, Green Bears at the 18 of Montpelier. Hash mark near side. Moving left to right here in this opening quarter of play. Miller will have Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield with him. 2 receivers go to the left, a wing and a receiver to the right side of the formation. Miller rides it, keeps it, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to cruise into the end zone for a touchdown. That coming from 18 yards out, and just like that, Ottawa Hills on the board.
Yeah, really not much resistance from Montpelier there. I don't think there was much contact at all on all 3 of those plays. Only 3 plays, and the Green Bears managed to stick one in.
And they go with the swinging gate here almost. It'll be a 2-point attempt. Pillarelli was running the fly sweep and then was going to pass at last minute, but could not make the connection in the end zone with Chase Miller. So the 2-point try fails, but Ottawa Hills on the board first. They lead 6-0 over Montpelier, not even a minute in. We'll be right back.
Attention business owners, this is Dean Day with Andrews O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency. At Andrews O'Neill & Lowe, we understand the unique challenge that you face. That's why we offer comprehensive commercial insurance solutions tailored to your needs. With our trusted partner, Auto Owners Insurance, you get top-tier coverage that protects every aspect of your business, from liability to property and everything in between. Auto Owners Insurance has you covered. Trust Andrews O'Neill & Lowe to safeguard your business. Visit AndrewsO'NeillandLowe.com or call today to learn more about our commercial insurance offerings. We're here to help your business thrive.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here. The Foz getting ridiculed for having 74-year-old man at eyes and eyesight. That's just what they're telling me.
Is that what they're telling you?
Impressive drive.
I think you made that up.
3 plays, 63 yards, and best.
Was it a drive? I mean, 3 plays, not much resistance there, not much contact by the locomotives. And you see the athleticism there that you have from Ottawa Hills. And there's a reason why they haven't lost this year.
They have the 1, remember, to Gibson.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no losses in attack.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, big news out of the TAC this week. Expansion happening.
It really is. It's exciting. The TAC was kind of been on life support with Toledo Christian going to 8-man and Cardinal Stritch not having a football program this year.
And Northwood leaving after this season.
Yeah, so the fact that there's some Michigan schools just across the border, that gives the TAC rejuvenated life, and I think it's now, at least in the immediate future, is going to be a strong, solid conference for Toledo area schools and out here in the western
That's
schools.
A live ball. Trace Douglas kicked it, bounced off one of the up men, but Montpelier able to jump on it back near the 35-yard line. By the way, just to complete that thought, for those that missed the news, the TAC will stay, I said Northwood leaving, but coming in, Whiteford, Erie Mason, and Summerfield, all three from Southern Michigan. North Central will officially be a part of the TAC next year, so you have an 8-team conference, so 7 conference games next year and 3 non-conference games.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw another team in the mix there before too long.
1st and 10, Montpelier at their own 35 as they get their hands on it for the first time tonight. 4 down linemen for Ottawa Hills. Little hook route pass is going to be caught by Jackson Staylor as he gets out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. He'll have 9 on the completion, so it'll be 2nd down and 1.
Great little one-step drop there by Hayden Sharps, hitting Jack Staylor right in the seam area. Well, Pierre's got enough athletes to move the football through the air with Hayden Sharp's arm, and got a couple nice wide receivers there with Hartsock and Jack Staylor, and of course Cooley out of the backfield. And then Cam Smith, who was the leading receiver in Montpelier history, actually.
2nd and 1 for Montpelier. Trailing 6-0 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 3 receivers go to the right, 1 receiver to the left, 1 running back. Sharps stepping away initially and does get away from trouble. Throws, pass is deflected and falls incomplete. Great pressure that time. Christian Craver got his hands on it, and it'll be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 from their own 44. And again, this may be a night, not saying necessarily here, but it could be a situation, and it will be a night where Montpelier will roll the dice quite a bit on 4th down and take chances knowing that they're a heavy underdog against this really good Ottawa Hills team. Play coming in now, a 3rd and 1 coming up. 2, and now make it a 3rd receiver. Nope, 2 receivers and a wing to the right and a receiver to the left. Cooley is the only running back. Now he'll go in motion to the far side. They'll toss it to him, and he tries to power his way for the 1st down yardage. Cannot get there. He was greeted by Sterling Caracas, who is a senior D lineman, and in fact, it will be a loss of 1 on the play, and this may be one of those times where they go for it on 4th.
I think they should, and again, it's difficult for Montpelier to get outside when they're going parallel to the line of scrimmage because of the speed of Ottawa Hills. I think best bet would be go off the left side over Logan Pontius and go straight at him.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Cooley, the running back, on a 4th down and 2 for Montpelier, and they may have just gotten a 1st down because an over-aggressive Ottawa Hills D-line just jumped into the neutral zone. It will be a 1st down. So 1st down and 10 Montpelier to keep this drive alive.
It's a good job by the Montpelier offensive lines, especially holding your water, as you call it, when you've got to stay put on a hard count. Very difficult for high school kids to do, to stay poised on that. And that was a nice job on the hard count.
So 1st down and 10 coming up here for Montpelier out near midfield at the 48-yard line. Under 9 to go in the opening quarter. Green Bears lead at 6-0. Here's Sharps, throws, pass caught. Staylor has about 8 on that completion before he's planted by Jace Neuendorf, a junior D lineman. The gain is down to just inside the 45-yard line, so it'll be 7 on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Quick little seam route, the exact same play that Montpelier did on the 1st down to Jack Staylor as well.
Eden has an early 6-0 lead on Richmond Heights. Richmond Heights, a popular opponent in Northwest Ohio to fill those Cardinal Stritch slots.
It's tough to find games that are your size and kind of sort of squint your eyes in your area code.
2nd and 3, trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Zeppelin Morales, the freshman, in at running back. Cooley goes in motion. They'll toss it to him right side, but waiting was Reddick Pillarelli, and the ball is loose. Pillarelli poked it free. It's Adam Pfizer who comes up with it.
Yeah, I think it was a missed block that time, and I don't know what happened as far as Pillarelli. He must have just stripped it there. I missed that part of it, but
punched it free.
Punched it free. It's a nice play by Pillarelli. They're not only making the tackle, but also trying to knock the ball loose, and he was successful doing that.
And with that fumble recovery by Pfizer, it'll be a return to the 44-yard line, so plus territory here for Ottawa Hills. 1st down and 10 at the Montpelier 44. They break the huddle, having a 3-play scoring drive on their first possession. Receiver coming to the right is Nick Anderson. He'll be joined over here on the right side by Teddy Saberski. 2 receivers left, coming in motion and given on the jet sweep to Reddick Pillarelli. 45-40, got blockers in front. 35-30, shoved out of bounds by Griffin Cooley at the 31-yard line, but a 13-yard run for Reddick Pillarelli and a first down. First down and 10. Fairview, big win over Edgerton last week. They're in action against Wayne Trace tonight. The Apaches draw first blood and lead Wayne Trace 7-0.
Big competitive game. I think there's about, if I may, Andy, real quick, I think there's about 5 teams in the GMC that are really not much difference between them.
Yeah, all 5 are either in the playoffs or battling for a spot. 2 receivers bunched right and left. Here's another RPO, and over the middle, Pillarelli juggled, caught it twice, and now is going to stroll into the end zone for a 31-yard touchdown reception. Reddick Pillarelli from Miller.
Yeah, that's his second catch already for 51 yards, that being Reddick Pillarelli. And I think the most concerning thing, if you're a Locomotive fan, is the amount of resistance that you're seeing. That really, Ottawa Hills is not being touched in all these plays. And again, they're very athletic. There's no doubt about that. But Montpelier not really providing much contact and providing much resistance before they do score.
31-yard TD pass there, and now Miller spreads the field, and they'll go for 2. Miller looks, fires, out route to the left, missed wide on the target. That was Jackson Snyder, the intended receiver. So the only thing that Ottawa Hills hasn't done well is the 2-point try. It's 12-0 Green Bears, 7:47 to play opening quarter on B-Rock Sports.
Peltz Lumber of Montpelier and Pioneer is here to serve you. Not only have they been offering the finest in building materials for generations, but they also have a website with over 80,000 items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard, and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen, and bath. Check out all the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here in Montpelier. A couple of drives and a couple of scores for Ottawa Hills. Miller, an 18-yard run to start the game, and now Miller to Reddick Pillarelli from 31 yards out, and it's 12-zip Green Bears.
Yeah, I mean, they're as advertised. We knew Ottawa Hills is a very good football team, and, it's going to take a really tall, great effort for the Locomotives to kind of stay in this. And right now, at least in the early goings, we have not seen any reason to believe that why they will. Again, you're going to have to tighten up a little bit more defensively, and Locomotives have had no answer so far.
Trace Douglas to kick it away here for the Green Bears. Douglas on the ground. Does it go 10? It's loose across the 50. Montpelier says that they have it, but Ottawa Hills, no, it is. It's signaled Montpelier football. Unless he's signaling the wrong way. Ottawa Hills has all 8 kids celebrating, or 8 of their kids celebrating coming off the field.
Well, the only thing could be is an illegal touching before it went 10 yards, because Ottawa Hills did jump on it at the 49-yard line of Montpelier, but the official's right on it. I think that's going to be his calls to say that the Ottawa Hills touched that before it went 10 yards.
So it will be Montpelier ball at the Ottawa Hills 49.
And also keep in mind, when you're down 12-zip with only 5 minutes left in the game, you don't get the benefit of any calls.
With only 5 minutes into the game.
That's right.
1st and 10, Montpelier at the 49 of Ottawa Hills, trailing 12-zip. By the way, we'll be heading to Ottawa Hills next week for that championship showdown between the Green Bears and the Eden Bombers next Friday night at 7. Wasion on the board first against Bryan. They lead the Bears 7-0. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. Zeppelin Morales in the backfield. It's the zone read keep that time for Sharps, who may not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he is wrestled away by Reddick Pillarelli and Cooper Eidenauer. It will be officially a loss of 1, so it'll be 2nd down and 11 Montpelier at midfield. Locos moving right to left in their all blue unis with the white numbers. Of course, Ottawa Hills wearing their black pants with the white uniforms and the green numbers. 2nd down and 11 for Montpelier. Game plan here has been since the talking with Andy Robinson, they want to shorten the game, but of course they got to get some points. They got to score, but you're not going to see them snapping it with 23 on the play clock very often. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Morales in the backfield. Sharps to throw. Steps up. Once one down the sideline. Far sideline. It's incomplete. Good coverage by Chase Miller that time on Griffin Cooley, and it'll be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, Chase Miller just stride for stride there. Was man-to-man on the far side there against Griffin Cooley. Best on best kind of a situation, and Hayden Sharps just kind of threw the ball a little bit too far and didn't give Cooley a chance to at least make a play on the 50-50 ball.
So it will be 3rd down and 11, Montpelier.
And here's the problem with Montpelier. When you throw the ball and it's incomplete, you're stopping the clock and you're not running it down and you're giving the ball back more often than not to that great Ottawa Hills offense.
6:42 left in this first quarter of play. 12-0 Ottawa Hills on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 2-by-2 look receiver set. Morales in the backfield. 3rd and 11. Play clock down to 5. Looking, slant route, deflected, and will fall incomplete. Climbing the ladder was Christian Craver. That's his 2nd deflection here in this first half. So it'll be 4th down and 11, and can't go for it here, so they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah.
First punt of the night. Coming up here for the Locos, it'll be Sharps to kick it away.
Christian Craver, nice long 6'2.5" body there, gets his hands up.
They have some on that O-line and D-line. Ottawa Hills has a ton of height. The kick away by Sharps will go out of bounds. They don't want Reddick Pillarelli to have any kind of a return. Now let's see where they spot it. It'll be stopped at the 30-yard line. So that's a 20-yard punt. No return. Ottawa Hills football when we come back.
Newcomers Schaefer, Spangler, and Brininger have served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years. They provide a full range of legal services, including real estate transactions, estate planning and trust administration, elder law, family law, business planning and litigation, personal injury, workers' comp, criminal and traffic defense, and more. Newcomers Schaefer, Spangler, and Brininger also supports the athletes in schools in Northwest Ohio and wish them the best of luck in this game.
On 1st and 10 at their own 30, Miller trying to fire to the far side, and a great break on the ball by Hayden Sharps. Almost came up with an INT, but did get the deflection, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Just a little 5-yard stop route, and Hayden Sharps read it all the way there, and as you said, knocked it away, but darn near picked it off and went 6.
Miller with Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield. Brother Reddick goes in motion. High snap, tipped to himself. Athletic play by Miller, and then he is going to be collared back at the 25-yard line. Coming to get him was Gary Robinson, a 6'2 senior, and that'll be a loss of 5 on the play. And now Ottawa Hills staring at their first piece of adversity tonight. They have a 3rd and 15. Wayne Trace, by the way, has gotten on the board. Fairview still holding to a 7-6 lead. That's one of the 2 good games as far as championship ramifications in the GMC. Wayne Trace at Fairview. The other is Tenora at Paulding. In the NWOAL tonight, Liberty Center's at Delta, Archibald at Patrick Henry, Salinas at Defiance in a WBL matchup. A little spin move from Miller on 3rd and 15, looking up the field and in and out of the hands of Nick Anderson, who had come free and would have had a 1st down. And the first punt of the night as Ottawa Hills goes 3 and out. First punt of the night for the Green Bears. He was open, Foz.
He was open. It was a little bit overthrown there, and Montpelier, the coverage wasn't bad, though. I mean, Montpelier was closing in on that, and that's a big stop for the Locomotives.
Eden has extended their lead over Richmond Heights to 13-0. Punting situation. Andy Robinson, I think, saw something. Maybe did they have enough out there? Either way, he needed to take and did take a timeout before Teddy Sapersky punted it away. We'll spend it with them. A 30-second timeout. 12-0 Ottawa Hills.
When the time comes for you to buy or sell a home, you need a realtor who is on your team, someone who will coach you through the buying and selling process and outline the strategy for you to have a successful transaction. That someone is Misty King from Amerimaid Realty. Misty has been a team player in the real estate industry for 23 years and has an award-winning reputation for getting good results. The Amerimaid Realty team is also a top-ranking team, and together they'll help you make a smooth move to your new home. So when it's time to buy or sell, give Misty King and the Amerimaid team a call at 419-633-4997 or visit them on the web at amerimaidhomes.com.
So, got the personnel straight here. That'll be a 4th down and a punting situation for Sapersky and Ottawa Hills. Back deep for Montpelier, Wesley Hartsock awaiting the kick near his 40-yard line. 12-0 Green Bears with 5:32 to go in this opening quarter of play. The Sapersky kick is high and bounces all and rolls inside the 40 and now the 35 and out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So it will be 40 on the kick, no return, and Montpelier trying to get something going here on the offensive side of things. We'll have a 1st down and 10. What do they need to get going here, Mike Bumb?
Well, I like the game plan. I mean, quick little throws. Don't hold the ball too long if you're Hayden Sharps. Get rid of it because the pass rush is coming. I don't think running the ball is going to be. You'd like to run the ball a little bit to take some time off the clock, but the 3 times that they've done it have all amounted into negative yardage. So I think those little seam routes, those little stop routes, make those short little passes almost like a pseudo run, I think is the way to go if you're a Locomotive fan.
Trips to the left, Twins to the right as they empty the backfield. Sharps to throw, fires far side, and a grab is made over there by Cam Smith at the 41-yard line. He'll have 9 on the reception. Good throw, good catch on that far sideline. NWOAL, Patrick Henry, a 7-0 lead on Archbold. Both those teams are in the postseason right now. Yes, the Blue Streaks are a playoff team as of now. So an important game there for points. 2nd down and 1 for the Locos at their own 41. Trailing 12-0 here on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. Ottawa Hills scoring on their first 2 drives. 2 receivers both ways. Cooley, the running back. Back to throw is Sharp. Steps away, trying to get away from pressure and cannot. He will be dumped inside the 40. Back at the 38-yard line. And I think coming in and getting him was Sterling Karakis. I think that was 6'8" that got to the football.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough for Montpelier to get downfield because that would require Sharps to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. And the pressure's been pretty intense from Ottawa Hills. So I think the quick stick and pick, they call it. You know, get the ball and you find the receiver and bang, you get rid of it as quickly as you can.
3rd and 4 for Montpelier at their own 38-yard line. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Cooley, the running back. Sharps in the gun. Sharps flushed right. Sharps on the move. Sharps gets away. Going to have the 1st down and much more as he gets into Ottawa Hills territory. Good scramble that time by Hayden Sharps. Cooper Eitenauer shoved him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. However, it's a gain of 13 on the scramble run and a 1st down.
Sharps not only has a very strong arm, but he's also very athletic. And that time we saw that as the pocket was kind of breaking down around him, and he just became an athlete and made do, playground a little bit, and made do with what he had.
1st and 10 now at the 49-yard line of the Green Bears. Montpelier heading to the line of scrimmage with 12 on the play clock. 3 receivers bunch right, 1 receiver to the left. Sharps in the gun has 1 running back next to him on his right side. It will be Sharps on a slant route, nobody home. Intended that time for Jackson Staler.
It didn't look like Hayden Sharps really got his hands around the ball that time. A lot of times on those quick passing routes, you're taught to get the ball and get rid of it as quickly as you can. Sometimes you never get the laces. You're just trying to get rid of the ball as quick as you can. That time it looked like he never really got a good grasp on the ball.
2nd down and 10 Montpelier at the 49 of Ottawa Hills. Bryan has claimed an 8-7 lead on Wasion at the end of 1 quarter of play. Trying for their 2nd straight win. It would be 2 in a row, in fact. They beat Swanton last week. 2-by-2 wide receiver look. 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll send a man in motion. Carter Meek to the far side. Sharps wants to throw. Steps up. Looks downfield. Wanted Staler. Incomplete. Staler had gotten behind Nick Anderson, but they were just unable to cash in, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, a little flag route that time, and he did. He got separation that time. Jackson Staler did against Anderson, and just overthrown a little bit that time by Hayden Sharps.
So 3rd down and 10.
I think this is certainly 4-down territory for Montpelier. And You're still in the game right now. It's the first quarter. You're only down by 2 scores.
3:58 left in that first quarter.
And a lot of times, if you're a coach, not anticipating getting the first down on this third down, but putting yourself in a better situation for a fourth down conversion will be the play call.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Motion man comes to the near side. Back to throw is Sharps, being chased here to this left side and just throws it away. On the hunt was Adam Pfizer and Christian Craver for the Green Bears. And now it will be 4th down and 10. And looks as if the punt team going to come on because they didn't get anything on that
probably
play.
the smart move there. Again, you would think if they would have got a few positive yards on third down that had been 4th and manageable, that maybe they would have went for it. This is also good fake territory.
Evergreen 24-0 lead on Swanton. Obviously still in the first half. Sharps to kick it away. Doesn't want Pillarelli to touch it at all, and he won't get a chance. That's a good kick that'll die at the 17-yard line. 33 yards on the punt. No return as the Green Bears get it with 3:37 left in this first quarter of football, leading it 12-0. 3 straight punts in this game. 2 by Montpelier, sandwiched around an Ottawa Hills punt. It's an Ottawa Hills drive that will begin at their own 17-yard line. Chase Miller in the offense, breaking the huddle. They'll bunch a couple of receivers to the right and to the left. Pillarelli in the backfield. It will be Reddick getting the call near side. Or Rocco, I beg your pardon. Dragged down from behind is Rocco Pillarelli out near the 24-yard line. Cooley with the stop, but a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3. Tenora 7, Paulding 6 in the big one in the GMC. Fairview now leads 13-6 over Wayne Trace tonight.
Paulding's been a linebacker, I believe, is injured, who's first team all-league and arguably the best defensive player in the GMC, not playing tonight for the Panthers.
2 receivers to the right and to the left. Montpelier shows blitz. Ottawa Hills picks it up. A little shovel pass out of the backfield to Sapersky. And now markers are down everywhere as Sapersky would have the first down out near the 30. But let's check the flag. It's going to be a hold against Ottawa Hills. So that will negate the yardage gain for a first down. And that will back up Ottawa Hills now to a 2nd and about 14 here coming up. Again, next week, a trip to the Toledo area to see Eden at Ottawa Hills in what, if Ottawa Hills wins tonight, would be a winner-take-all for the championship for a 3rd straight year.
Yeah.
And Ottawa Hills has won the last 2. Eden on their way, it appears, to 9-0 as they play Richmond Heights tonight. 2nd down and 14 back near the 13-yard line. Ottawa Hills has 3 receivers bunched left, 1 receiver to the right. Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield. Reddick goes in motion. High snap, Miller to run left. Miller with lots of room to the 25-30, 35-40-yard line is going to be finally brought down out at the 41, but he'll have 27 on the run by Chase Miller. There is another flag down at the 35-yard line, though.
I didn't see what that could be. Maybe a face masking at the end, but
or are they going to get a downfield hold? Nope, you're right, the mask. The face mask on the tackle, so add to the run, which just saw him go for 27, Chase Miller. And now the penalty will bring it up to the 46-yard line.
Chase Miller's got 4 carries so far, Andy, for 65 yards.
And Ottawa Hills has a first down out at their own 46-yard line, moving left to right, leading 12-0 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Actually make it a 4th in that slot position. Back to throw, Miller. Had some pressure coming, throws high, and it's incomplete. He was absolutely buried by Logan Pontius to force that high throw.
It really was, and Logan Pontius, the best interior offensive and defensive lineman for the Locomotives, already is only a sophomore, a junior, bench presses over 300 pounds, and that was the first really bad ball we saw Chase Miller throw, and a lot of it was because of Logan Pontius being in his face.
So it will be 2nd down and 10, Ottawa Hills at the 46. 2:10 to go in this quarter. 12-0 Ottawa Hills. Green Bears came in 6-1. Montpelier 2-6. Couple of receivers each way. Rocco Pillarelli is the running back for Chase Miller. Record-setting quarterback in his own right for Ottawa Hills. Gives to Pillarelli. 45, sidesteps one, looking to reverse his field. He's at midfield and more. Foot race now. 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 10-5. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Pillarelli, 54 yards on the run. Once he reversed his field, Foz, and you saw that vision get him to daylight, they weren't going to catch him. Pillarelli, the fastest player on the field, and Rocco goes the distance.
You saw it there. Montpelier originally had him bottled up there where it looked like it was going to be a minimal gain, and he just showed his athleticism by stopping and going and restarting and moving to the left a little bit there and then just showing his great speed there around the corner.
That covers 54 on the run for the touchdown, and now the 2-point try. It's dumped into the end zone. Zapersky with the catch, Nick Anderson with the throw, and they do finally cash in on a 2-point try. Late in the opening quarter, 1:53 left in it. It's now Ottawa Hills 20 and Montpelier nothing. We'll be right back.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
Back out here in Montpelier, the longest drive of the night for an Ottawa Hills score. That went 83 yards in 5 plays. Rocco Pillarelli, the final 54 for the touchdown, and it's now a 20-0 Green Bears lead. Again, for those of you that are tuning in, we will get you when we're done here for the night to Cleveland for the Yankees and the Guardians. New York up 2-1. It's an 8:08 first pitch. Probably won't be there for first pitch, but we'll get you there for a good majority and the completion of that game between New York and Cleveland. Another impressive Ottawa Hills drive. They've done a lot, 3 different ways tonight, Foz, and they have a moderate rushing touchdown of 18 yards, a Miller to Reddick Pillarelli 31-yard pass, and now the home run hit from Rocco Pillarelli of 54. The kick is going to take a high hop. Montpelier up man will fall on it at the 41-yard line. That was Wesley Hartsock who fell on that. And it'll be 1st and 10 Montpelier.
See if the Locos can get something going here. I know Coach Robinson would like to maybe run the ball a little bit, but the times he's tried it has yielded no real positive results. So that would be the key for Montpelier. Try to get some ticks off the clock and run the ball a little bit.
They'll start the possession here at their own 40-yard line with 2 receivers both ways. The pass from Sharps is going to be incomplete on that far side. Hartsock was the intended target, a little bit low, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know, this game, who knows how this is going to turn out. It looks like it's going to be a comfortable Ottawa Hills win, but you know, if you're a Montpelier fan, you got a chance to win next week. You've got essentially your whole roster back next year with good numbers coming in from the 8th grade class. So Montpelier football is going to get better.
Sharps running for his life immediately, being chased near sideline, now just going to get out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. Showing the way was Zapersky. Giving chase was Cooper Eidenauer from behind. It will eventually be a gain of 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. You mentioned Montpelier and that opponent. They will finish the season at Hilltop. Wasion now a 14-8 lead over Bryan. End of 1 here in Williams County. Over in Eden, it's the Bombers 27 and Richmond Heights nothing. Here it'll be 3rd down and 8. Make it 9. 3rd and 9 for Montpelier at their own 41-yard line. Hash mark near side. 1:35 left in the quarter. 20-0 Ottawa Hills. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Cooley the running back. Press coverage coming up now for Ottawa Hills. It's Sharps to throw on 3rd down and 9. Sharps keeps his feet, fires down the field, wants Hartsock, and he hauls it in. He made the grab against a pass interference that was going to happen. What a catch all the way down to the 19-yard line. That will be a gain, Mike Bumb, of 41 yards on the pass play.
It was good coverage. There was a pass interference play on Ottawa Hills, rightfully called by the official, was right there. But even a more impressive catch by Wesley Hartsock, one of those young athletes, Montpelier, you're just kind of waiting to have a breakout game. And good basketball player, good baseball player, a 3-sport athlete that time. And that was a difficult catch by Wesley Hartsock as an Ottawa Hills defender was hanging on his arm.
So 1st down and 10, Montpelier at the 19-yard line of Ottawa Hills.
And if you're Montpelier, too, take a couple of those 50-50 shots down. Ottawa Hills is playing man-to-man in the secondary, so you're leaving some of those wide receivers. The Montpelier wide receivers are solid in one-on-one situations. Throw it up there.
Got to hurry here, though. Play clock at 2 at 1. They get the snap, quarterback draw at the 18-yard line. Sharps is hit. He's spun around twice and ends up with 3 or 4 yards, ending up finally getting the tackle is Christian Craver for Ottawa Hills. And that was a lot of twirling and spinning for Sharps to get 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 17-yard line. Inside of 40 seconds left here in this opening quarter as Montpelier tries to break the seal here tonight, trailing 20-0. They will have to snap it one more time before this quarter comes to an end. 2nd down, and they ended up only giving him a yard on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 9 at the 18-yard line. 2 receivers each way. One goes in motion. That's Meek to the far side. Sharps wants to throw towards the end zone. Not there. Comes back to his second man down the seam, and it's incomplete. And a little miscommunication there with his wide receiver. The intended target was Jackson Staler. Nick Anderson ended up being the closest guy, and Anderson is the DB for Ottawa Hills. And now it'll be 3rd and 9 at the 18. 10 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Looked like maybe Staler broke the route off, and Sharps thought he was going to continue.
Yeah, nonetheless, just miscommunication that time.
So 3rd down and 9 for Montpelier at the 18 of Ottawa Hills. Final 10 seconds of quarter number 1, 20-0 Ottawa Hills. Sharps to throw, looks, end zone, wants Hartsock. It is out of the end zone, incomplete. Coverage was good there by Jackson Snyder, and now it'll be 4th down and 9, and with 3 seconds left in the quarter, this is a go for it.
Yeah, I like the play call there, a fade route. Again, Ottawa Hills is playing man-to-man.
Hartsock came up ginger, by the way.
On the outside there, and you got Hartsock, who's 6'2", 6'3", and Sharps just threw it a little bit too far.
He's coming off holding that left elbow, too. Not sure if he landed on that wrong.
Yeah, I think that's something he can come back from.
Keep an eye on that, though.
Yeah.
4th and 9. They need the 9-yard line to keep the drive alive, as this is a 4th and 9 at the 18. Play clock at 9 and rolling. 2 receivers set both ways. Morales the only running back on a 4th down and 9. And time out, Montpelier, just before the play clock expired. So the quarter that won't end will continue. 20-0 Ottawa Hills. So what do you like on 4th down and 9? You need 9 yards to get the first down. You have to, obviously don't have to go to end zone. What do you like here for 9? A crosser?
Listen, a crosser is obvious. When you're playing man-to-man, the crosser's underneath. Right below the linebacker area is what they call man killers, and that's a good option. I know you've tried it already twice this drive, but again, Ottawa Hills is playing on an island out there with their corners man-to-man. Montpelier does have some length with Griff Cooley and Wesley Hartsock on the outside. If Wesley would happen to come in after getting kind of banged up a little bit, that maybe you could throw it up for a 50-50 ball on a fade route. So one of those two. Running the ball, obviously too many yards to get, and Montpelier has shown no effectiveness running the football, so that's out. So crosser or some kind of a fade route, Andy.
Montpelier, by the way, left now with just 1 timeout here in the first half. So it'll be 4th down and 9, Montpelier at the 18-yard line of Ottawa Hills. Hartsock is back on the field. He'll be in a slot to the left. There's also a slot to the right. Cooley, the only running back, on 4th and 9 at the 18-yard line. Sharps in the gun. 4 down linemen for the Green Bears. Here's your 4th and 9. Sharp steps up, sees some initial room, but then ran out of it because he's handled by Christian Craver just as he broke free. He got a yard, but well shy of the first down, and Montpelier will give it up on downs. We've played one here at Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. It's Ottawa Hills in command, leading Montpelier 20-0. It's week 9 of high school football here on B-Rock Sports.
With over 30 years of experience in caring for patients' eyes, Dr. Sainholtz and Koonsman have the knowledge to find the right vision correction option for you. From glasses to laser vision correction to the latest development of the overnight contact lenses, Dr. Sainholtz and Koonsman at Tri-State Vision Center want to be your next option. Phone 419-485-4257. Monday and Wednesday evening and Saturday appointments available. It's not just about your eyes, it's about your health at the Tri-State Vision Center.
Ottawa Hills will take over as we begin this second quarter, 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. So the defense comes up with a stop. You can see when Ottawa Hills is out there, they have athletes all over the field.
Yeah, a lot of speed.
It is going to be some kind of Week 10 matchup with Eden, isn't it? I mean, you know what? And that's a great game for both teams because they're both going to go to the postseason. So it's a playoff-like game in week number 10. You get used to that atmosphere right away.
Depending on the weather, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Looks solid, too. You get the game on turf. Yeah. From the shotgun, penalty marker down, stopping things. False start against Ottawa Hills. Patrick Henry has taken a 2-touchdown lead on Archibald. Patriots 14, the Blue Streaks nothing, with about 7 minutes to go until the intermission there. Here, it's 20-0 Ottawa Hills, just starting quarter number 2. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Green Bears, back at their own 13. Chase Miller will send a slot to the left of Jackson Snyder and Reddick Pillarelli. Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield. There's also 2 receivers to the right. There's that RPO, and Miller one-hops the throw. It was going to be a screen to Reddick Pillarelli that goes incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 15, Green Bears. What do they do the best? You've seen them do both tonight, throw, pass. What do you like, or is it just the mix that you like out of Ottawa Hills?
I think it's just that, Andy. I think it's the balance that they have. They can run the ball with Pillarelli. They can throw the ball with Miller. They've got veteran players on both sides of the football. And I think it's just that, the mix. I don't think that they're our extraordinary passing team.
Here's the give. Rocco Pillarelli looking to bounce outside. Got a block 15. Cut back at the 20. Moves all the way down to the 25, 26-yard line. He'll be slammed to the turf by Gary Robinson. But now, after that run of, 12, you get a 3rd and manageable, 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, and again, that's a great run there. And Rocco Pillarelli is special. Boy, he's shifty. He's fast. But I don't look at them and say, hey, this is one of the best passing teams I've ever seen. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like it's one of the best running teams I've ever seen, although very good. I'm not minimizing how good they are.
Good in the RPO game and good in the play. But with Pillarelli, you're always going to have play action.
But the fact is they're balanced, and they can do both of it, and they play good, solid defense. Gives them a chance to win every game.
3rd and 2. They give on the jet sweep to Reddick Pillarelli. He's got a 1st down. He was tripped up, or he might have been gone. He's out to the 35-yard line. He'll have 9 on the run. And Reddick was a shoelace away from going the distance.
Yeah, he really just kind of fell down on his own. He didn't get tripped up.
So Reddick gets a 1st down out to the 35-yard line for the Green Bears. Ottawa Hills a 1st and 10 at the 35.
The first thing you think of is how do they match up against Eden, and Eden is a better passing team, I'll tell you that right now, than what Ottawa Hills is.
But I'm looking forward to the matchup, man-on-man coverage that you're going to see a lot of next week against those Eden wide receivers.
Yeah.
2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield. Miller from the gun on 1st and 10 at 35. Sets, fires, got a man wide open, and he missed him. Nick Anderson was 10 yards behind the Montpelier defense, and Miller's going to see that throw all night long and his sleep tonight.
And that's one of those things you got to look back on. Again, the deep ball with Miller there just overshot him. There's no reason to miss that. I know, even in a high school game, and very effective with the short game and the intermediate routes. And we haven't seen enough Ottawa Hills to be fair to say how they are the deep ball. But what we've seen this game, maybe a little bit mediocre, I guess, with the deep ball. Would that be fair to say, Angie?
2nd down and 10 from the 35. Yeah, average. Yeah. There's a little RPO, and on the pass over the middle, it's caught by Reddick Pillarelli, and now he could be off to the races. 35-40, 35-30, and pushed out of bounds, getting an angle. Montpelier continuing to give chase. It's a gain all the way down to the 30-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 35 and a 1st down and 10.
Nick Anderson, the first time he's caught the ball tonight, very good defensive player as well.
Now at first appearance, as I say this score, there are going to be people that are going to be a little bit stunned by it, but you have some context to pass along. Hicksville leads Edgerton 14-13 second quarter. I'll let you talk about that in context after this snap.
Sure.
1st and 10, Ottawa Hills at the 30-yard line of Montpelier, already up 20-0. Miller, a little tunnel screen. Pass is going to be caught by Anderson. He's down to the 15, down to the 10, down to the 5 as he got an extra block, stretches, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown on that tunnel screen. Miller to Nick Anderson, 30 yards.
Again, that RPO game, the short passing game for Ottawa Hills is exceptional. No doubt about that.
6 plays, 82 yards, and it's 26-0 Ottawa Hills as they will go for 2. Again, it's so weird to see an Ottawa Hills team score touchdowns and not kick extra points because they're so well known for having good kickers.
Yeah, they always have that soccer player who kind of comes to practice once a week for the football team and is the best in the area.
Miller to get the snap. Miller, another keep. There's the fade route, and into the back corner he goes to Nick Anderson for the 2-pointer. We'll come back to that Edgerton-Hicksville conversation out of this timeout. 9:55 to go first half. 28-0. Ottawa Hills firmly in control here of this one.
Are you ready to tackle your next projects with the best equipment in town? Then look no further than Black Swamp Equipment, serving Bryant, Archbold, and Defiance. Right now, we have incredible deals on steel chainsaws. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, Steel has you covered. And that's not all. Need to chip or split that wood? We've got you covered with wood chipper and wood splitter rentals too. But wait, there's more. Our Milwaukee tool sale is happening now. Upgrade your tool kit with top quality Milwaukee tools at unbeatable prices. Stop in or give us a call to discover everything that's on sale. Black Swamp Equipment. Locations in Bryan, Archbold, and Defiance.
28-0 here. Edgerton, by the way, has just claimed the lead on Hicksville, 19-14. You had a chance to catch up with Brody Flagel this week. Boy, some important people banged up going into tonight.
Yeah, only 17 healthy bodies on their roster right now. And this is a team just a week ago was competing for a GMC title and really gave Fairview the first half all they wanted, and second half got a little bit out of their hands there as Fairview kind of separated themselves. But they're all league running back, and the best running back in the conference Joe Walkup was hurt with a shoulder injury and was banged up last week against Fairview, and that's why he had a limited role. Come to find out, it's a season-ending injury, so he is no longer available for the Bulldogs. And also the starting quarterback on the last series of the game, Maddox Baker, was hurt with a concussion, and he's out at least this week, if not next week. So a banged-up Edgerton roster.
They do have the lead right now, 19-14. All right, here it is 28-0 Ottawa Hills, as Montpelier will have a 1st and 10. They covered up again, one of those kick that fielded by one of the up men on a second hop at the 30. So Sharps will now spread the field. 1st and 10, Montpelier at their own 30. The 5 wide look. Still 9:49 to go in this first half. Sharps wants to set up a screen. Throws that screen, and it's incomplete. Dropped by Cameron Smith, who was starting to run before he had the football.
Yeah, a little tunnel screen there that was set up, and it really was there for the Locomotives. Cam Smith just took his eyes off it.
So 2nd down and 10.
So far, Sharps is 4 for 14 for 66 yards for the Locomotives.
2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Trailing 28-0. Sharps again with a 5 wide look. trips to the left, twins to the right. 4 down linemen coming after Sharps. Can't find anybody. Now looks down the near sideline. It is going to be incomplete, almost picked. Chase Miller came off his man Smith as he saw the ball was going to Staylor and almost was able to come and get an INT.
Yeah, very well defended by Ottawa Hills with Chase Miller coming over top and a double coverage kind of a look there. And good pass protection from the Montpelier Locomotives. Hayden Sharps had all day to throw that ball, which is better secondary coverage from the Green Bears.
Talking with Ottawa Hills folks that that's the strength of their defense, is basically the back 7 are their strengths.
And they're going to be tested next week because I tell you what, Eden wide receivers are really good, and Kyler Sapp is the best quarterback in the TAC.
31 TDs and only 2 picks coming into tonight for Sapp.
Yeah.
I mean, that's legit. Beyond efficient.
He's legit.
3rd and 10 from their 30-yard line. Three receivers left, one to the right. Sharps on an out route pass off the fingertips of Hartsock. Good strong coverage on that far side by Jackson Snyder, the senior DB, and it'll be 4th down and 10 now for Montpelier, as the punt team will come on at the 9:25 mark left here in quarter number 2. Going deep for Ottawa Hills will be Reddick Pillarelli.
This is one of those for the Locomotive. They've done a pretty good job here with their kicking game of kicking a little bit short and a little bit out of bounds there, so Pillarelli doesn't get a chance to return this because he's got enough athleticism he could take it to the house anytime he touches it.
Sharps on to kick and gets it away, and angling here to the near side, hits at the 40 and will go down to the 32-yard line.
Small little victory here, but that was about as perfect of executed punt in the situation that Montpelier's in as you could ask for.
Got an update in the NWOAL Liberty Center on that unreal run, and they are rolling Delta tonight, 35-0. Liberty over Delta with about 5.5 to go in the first half there.
Delta a couple years away. Liberty Center is already here.
Liberty Center, by the way, you're never going to say a couple of years away about them, are you?
Listen, it's different. It's different. Those of you that are from this area who are listening out there, it's just a different mentality there. It's kind of like the MAC as far as football goes. And some people say that they play dirty. No, they don't. They're just tougher than you.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left, and a marker comes in. We're going to have a fall start on Ottawa Hills. They've gone to the half in Eden, where the Bombers lead Richmond Heights 40-0. A lot of blowouts around the area as we're getting some scores rolling in, with the exception of, Edgerton Hicksville's close. Fairview Wayne Trace has been close. And Brian Wasion, last we heard, was still pretty tight. So 1st and 15 now, back at their own 26-yard line. Fairview, in fact, leads 13-12 over Wayne Trace. 2 receivers set to the right. 1 to the left. Make it 3 to the left, I beg your pardon. Pillarelli goes in motion. They fake the give to him. This is a keep run all the way for Miller. 35-40. Miller, middle of the field. Sheds a tackler, 45. Nice move to bounce outside 50 to the Montpelier 45. Now to the 40. Still on his feet. Wrestled down near the 35-yard line.
I think they're going to get Montpelier with a face mask, but boy, I mean, that's one of those, if it was a face mask, Griff Cooley just touched it.
42 on the run for Miller.
It's one of those maybe you let go a little bit, but
that'll add to the run. Again tonight, Cleveland and New York, when we wrap up our coverage here.
Who you like there, Angie?
Guards got a big one last night. Walk off in the 10th, hit the 2-run homer, the pinch hit home run to tie it.
How about Fry? Huh?
David Fry has had a heck of a postseason. I build them up, and I'm going to say it right. New York wins tonight.
Yeah.
They go to up 3-1.
I think the Major League Baseball gods want a New York versus L.A. showdown this year, and they're going to get it.
And if not, maybe New York versus New York.
Yeah, I don't see it. They want the 2 biggest markets coast to coast. It's going to be big money, and it'll be a very well-viewed World Series.
1st and 10 at the 28. Here's Rocco Pillarelli following his blocks. Slammed down at the 21-yard line, but he has 7 on that run. Gary Robinson, who's had a nice active first half for Montpelier, makes the stop.
Yeah, so Gary Robinson, the kid that we haven't talked about so much, but a senior, has put in his time the last couple of years, progressively worked himself into one of the better players for Montpelier, both on the offensive and defensive side. How about Rocco Pillarelli, though? boy, does he see holes, doesn't he?
Yeah,
How
he's
he
a junior.
accelerates, he stops, and he goes.
The area still has to deal with him next year. Reddick graduates, and there is another one coming, Riker Pillarelli, who's a sophomore.
Some good family genes there.
High snap, but it's grabbed by Miller, being chased from behind. Miller over the middle, got a man open inside the 10. It'll be first and goal on the Nick Anderson reception. First down and 10 at the 7-yard, or first and goal, I should say, at the 7-yard line. Gain of 23 on the pitch and catch.
And that's Nick Anderson's third catch for 88 yards already, and he's a kind of a kid that we didn't talk about as much as the Pillarellis and Chase Miller in the pregame, but boy, he's having a big game.
First down and goal at the 7. 7:25 and counting to play in the first half. 28-zip Ottawa Hills here on WBNO FM Bryan. Anderson goes to the right. There will be 3 receivers stacked to the left. Now make it 2 because flipping over to the right side will be Teddy Zaversky. Rocco Pillarelli in the background. The give is going to be no one. It's going to be the zone read keep, and running in from 7 yards is going to be Chase Miller for the touchdown. Miller gets his second rushing touchdown of the night. This one coming from 7 yards out, and it's 34-0 Ottawa Hills.
Well, we've had 5 touchdowns for the Green Bears, and Miller has accounted for all 5 of them in one shape or fashion.
So 34-0. They go for 2 with 7:05 left here in this first half of play. A little spin move by Miller as he looks towards the end zone, and it is broken up at the goal line. Tapped away that time for Montpelier.
I'm going to back up on that comment, Andy. 4 of the 5 touchdowns Miller has accounted for either passing or running. Rocco Pillarelli ran a 50 or 4-yard touchdown run on his own.
So denied the 2. It stays 34-0. We're going to stay here with 7:05 remaining here in the first half. Halftime, Wauseon 14, Bryan 8. And we told you that update on Fairview and Trace 13-12. All right, outside, here's a question for you, Foz.
Yeah.
Outside of Liberty Center, what team is built for success in the postseason?
This year?
In our immediate area.
This year.
And when I say success, let's say that can win 2 games and possibly a third.
And we're talking Ottawa Hills is just outside our area.
I'll keep them in our area because they're in the
So I think
tap.
Ottawa Hills and Eden, I think they're capable of winning a couple games in the playoffs. And Liberty Center is really not as good as they've been. Next year's the year for Liberty Center. They're very junior dominated. So I even know Liberty Center in our area is a cut above everybody year in and year out.
But that's still a regional final team.
Maybe. But Liberty Center, I think Eden.
What about PH?
PH, because of the division that they're in, certainly could too as well, win a game or 2. I don't think this year we have anybody like last year, Liberty Center,
to the state championship
who went to the
game.
state championship or the Final Four. I don't see anybody in our area that's capable of doing that this year. Now, maybe next year, Liberty Center with that great junior class, but this year I just don't see it. But listen, I consider a tournament run winning 2 games, and I think that's a deep run. So
yeah,
you got a Liberty Center that could do that. PH, as you said, I think Eden, I think Ottawa Hills are all capable of doing that.
And you get teams like, well, you mentioned Liberty, they're already going to get a couple of home games, but you get a team like, if Ottawa Hills, you're going to win here tonight, Eden winning tonight and next week, you're going to have a chance for 2 home games there, too, in the expanded playoffs.
And that matters, yeah.
So 34-0, exactly 7 minutes to play first half.
If you're putting me on the mic here,
well, yeah,
I think this is
what you're paid $1 million a night for.
Yeah, you got it. I think this is, in our area, a pretty down year overall. I think the talent level is not as good as it's been in the past.
First and 10 at their own 37-yard line, and getting a run up the gut for 3, maybe 4. It's going to be Cooley. Griffin getting 4. It'll be second down and 6 at the 41-yard line.
Archibald's not what they've been this year. They're still solid. Archibald's always going to be good, but not what they've been in the past. Tenora probably not what they've been in the past. Some schools that that we can look to that can make a deeper tournament run.
Second and 6, Montpelier at their own 41. Split back look as Sharps will go under center with a receiver to both sides. Meek will move over to the left side of that formation, and the give is to Cooley, who gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. D-line winning up front very effectively for Ottawa Hills. Cooper Eidenauer in on that tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 41-yard line. Archbold on the board in that Patrick Henry game. It is 14-7 PH just before halftime. So 3rd and 7, more than likely, or at least from the looks of it, we're going to start our second half in a running clock situation at 34-0, barring, of course, something here from Montpelier. They have a 5-wide look here on 3rd and 7. 3 receivers right to the left. Wanted to set up that tunnel screen. They do, and it's not going to be, or is it hung on to? It is caught, but reading it all the way was Chase Miller and Jace Neuendorf, and it's a loss of 2 and a screen, Mike Bumb, that just took too long to develop.
Yeah, threw it to the wide side that time, and with the great speed that Ottawa Hills has, they just converge before Montpelier can make anything out of it.
So now a 4th down and 9 here for the Locos at their own 39-yard line, and the offense will stay out there, obviously, in a 34-0 game with 4:50 to go first half. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Man comes in motion near side, that's Cooley. Some movement up front, and it'll be offsides against Ottawa Hills, so at least we'll make this opportunity to try to get the 4th down conversion, Foz, a little easier. It'll become a 4th and 4 now.
Again, if you're a Montpelier fan, not going to happen. Not going to turn out the way you wanted tonight, but again, this is a team that I think they only lose 2 seniors. So they got the bulk of their roster coming back. They're playing a lot of freshmen. There's going to be a big 8th grade class coming in, so better days are ahead for the Locomotives.
4th and 4. Sharps under center. Play clock coming down, and timeout will be taken at Montpelier. That's their final timeout of the first half. We're going to keep it right here.
Yeah. And, it's tough. You don't see very many teams. There's a couple. Archbold, obviously, in every sport. Tenora, Liberty Center. But most teams have that, the sustainability of a top-tier program just really isn't there. You're going to have a couple years where you're really good, then you're going to have a couple down years. And that's what you see with, I would say, 85-90% of your schools in our area. So Montpelier's about ready to cycle back. This is kind of a down year. Last year they lost, 12 seniors or something like that on a playoff team. This year the numbers have hurt them, a little bit down. Next year again, and I think it continues to get a little bit better for them. And that's about par for the course of most of the schools that you see, these small schools in our area.
4th and 4, Montpelier at their own 44-yard line. Ottawa Hills, by the way, in the tail end here, potentially. Not that they don't have talent still coming in the grades, but extraordinary talent through these last handful of years.
Sure was. And last year's class and then this year's class, that's back-to-back really good, big athletic classes that they've had. And certainly they'll take a step back next year.
Here's your 4th down and 4 with a split backfield. Cooley comes in motion near side. Straight drop back. It's tipped up in the air and falls incomplete, and they'll take over on downs. And there's that D-line getting through Craver and Caracas again and getting the deflection.
And I think that was Caracas again. If that was him there, that would be his 3rd knockdown. And a very long, looks like about 6'2", 6'3", defensive lineman. Now, how do you prevent that from happening? You got to really punch that defensive lineman in your pass blocking in the midsection to get his hands down. And Caracas has done a nice job of avoiding that and getting his paws up and knocking balls of Hayden Sharps down.
1st and 10, Green Bears at the 44-yard line. You look at scores of Ottawa Hills games, similar to Eden. Each of them have only had maybe 2 or 3 games where starters have played 4 quarters because of blowout wins that they've had.
Yeah, well, they're going to get they're going
to be fresh.
They're going to get a workout next weekend.
They sure are. They're going to be fresh next week and fresh come playoff time. Little pistol look here offensively. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. The give is to Rocco Pillarelli. Dances in the hole, breaks tackles. 35-30. Here comes the speed and now the vision to cut back. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. 44 yards, and you saw the full array of skills on display.
Yeah, and only you could say that so poetically, Andy, because that was well said. And the vision was the word I heard within that when you were giving all those great acolytes. The vision of Pillarelli is just outstanding.
And it's 40-0 after that 44-yard run by Rocco Pillarelli with 3:53 to go here in the first half. Ready for a direct snap to Nick Anderson. Nope, it's going to be a snap and a throw to Pillarelli, who tried to leap over defender or offensive lineman to get into the end zone. That was some kind of two-point try, but Rocco couldn't get there. He is stopped at the 1-yard line, and it remains a 40-0 game. But you know what that does? If nothing else, it gives a little more film for Bob Olin to have to look at come next week. So we'll talk a little bit about that game. I want your full breakdown in the second half.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I mean, Ottawa Hills knows that you hate them. From weeks back when you said Eden was going to roll to the win. I think roll was the – no, I'm just kidding.
No, I did not say that. I love Ottawa Hills.
Our Ottawa Hills fans, if you're tuned in, Mike Bumb did not say that.
No, I tell you what, I'm impressed with Ottawa Hills.
I think you undersold them maybe a little bit, though, because of the linemen. And it wasn't fair, and that's not fair because you hadn't had an eye test.
That. Let's just until we get to the halftime, we can talk about that. Let me just say, we'll go on record right now. I am very impressed with Ottawa Hills. They are outstanding. Their skill players are second to none. And they can beat Eden, yes.
It'll be fun.
It'll be a great game. Yeah.
3:53 left in our first half of play. Coming up at our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime, we will talk about playoff situation and where everybody's at in terms of who's in, who needs to control their own destiny as far as who has a little work left, who has home games in front of them, or games. We'll break down the divisions with our local teams. Ottawa Hills is a team that's in control of their destiny, although this win tonight, Montpelier not giving a ton of points, but it's going to be enough that they'll clinch that playoff spot probably tonight afterwards officially, and maybe be good enough that they are going to clinch at least one home game with Eden looming next week to try to seal that second home game. Next week, we talk about a lot of things on the line in that Eden-Ottawa Hills game. First things first, both those teams want to win conference championships. It starts there, and then everything else becomes kind of secondary. Home games, playoff points, and all of that.
You want to get that hardware. That's a championship that you get when you win your league title, and that's usually the first goal of every team, whatever the sport is.
1st and 10 Locos at their own 37-yard line. They'll finish the year next week, Montpelier, at Hilltop in the Spittoon game, the Hip-Klotz game.
Very winnable game for the Locomotives.
Inside give isn't going to get much room. Then Cooley does burst through to get a little bit more yardage than I thought initially, as he'll fall forward to the 41-yard line and get 4 on that carry. Again, Cleveland and New York, when we are done here, it will be a fast-moving second half. So you'll get most of that game on the air. Andy Robinson, no timeouts left, and no hurry here. He's shortening things here as he looks over to the sideline, or the offense looks over to him on the sidelines. Now both teams, the next thing that you're thinking about on a night like tonight, both teams come out healthy. Want to leave week 9 healthy. Backfield split, Meek in motion, Cooley the run, off the left side, gets out to the 46-yard line. Jace Neuendorf had him at the hips from behind and brought him down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Neuendorf has had a nice game tonight.
Cooley's got 26 yards rushing on 6 carries.
So 3rd and 1 coming up from their own 46-yard line. Again, our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show coming your way. 2:25 remaining here in this first half. 40-0, Ottawa Hills. Play clock down to 7. Under center is Sharps. He'll hand it off to Cooley, who won't get the first down. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and then is tackled on the play by Caracas and Craver again, who have been really good in this first half. 4th and 1 coming up. 4th and 1 at the 46-yard line.
Locomotives don't have any timeouts, so you can't wind it down to try to conserve the clock in case you don't get it. And I don't want to give Ottawa Hills any more time.
So here comes your 4th and 1 snap with the backfield split and a receiver both ways. Powering ahead for a big run, and maybe the distance is Cooley. Nope, saving the touchdown is Chase Miller. Cooley rumbling all the way down inside the or at the 20-yard line. He'll have 34, best play of the night for Montpelier.
Yeah, just a straight little dive play to Cooley, quick hitter.
And now Montpelier on the ball here with a 1st and 10 at the 20 as they try to get on the board with 1:25 left in the half. This will be another run and maybe a couple for Cooley.
Exact same play that Montpelier's ran the 4 previous plays.
So 2nd and 8 now from the 18-yard line of Ottawa Hills. 40-0 Green Bears, coming down towards 1 minute left in this first half of play. Receiver both ways for the Locos and a backfield split. Straight drop back for Sharps. Sharps being chased by Reddick Pillarelli, and he's going to get home. Switching hands to throw left-handed will cost Montpelier. Andy Robinson is saying he was outside the box and there was a receiver close. The officials disagree.
Well, I think Andy Robinson's right on that. That was a great effort by Hayden Sharps to get it in his left hand to throw it away, and I thought I saw Cam Smith out there on the wing. Clearly he was just trying to unload the ball, but officials saw it otherwise.
It'll be an intentional grounding against Sharps and Montpelier. Halftime, it's Fairview 13, Wayne Trace 12. And just before the half, Edgerton now has a 2-touchdown lead on Hicksville, 27-14. So this penalty will bring Montpelier back to the 35. That's a loss of down. Or back to the 40, I beg your pardon. 49 seconds left. This will be a 3rd and 30. 3rd down and 30 from the 40-yard line. One receiver right, 2 receivers to the left. Backfield is split on 3rd and 30 at the 40. The give is to Cooley, and he goes right into the arms of Adam Pfizer. And short of the first down, well short of the first down.
Yeah, that was Carter Meeks that time for his first carry.
Beg your pardon.
One of those freshmen is going to be a really good player for Montpelier, too, next year. Starter on both sides of the ball as a running back and as a defensive back.
And a timeout, Ottawa Hills, with 26 seconds left in the first half. 40-0 is our score. The officials are asking for more time to be put on the clock here. We'll add 10 seconds to the clock. Coming up, our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime reports. Plan on sticking around. We will recap numbers from the first half, talk about computer points and where everybody stands in Northwest Ohio entering week number 9. And we'll get you back to the studio, and Ben will update you on scores around the area. Sharps to punt now on a 4th and 29 at the 39-yard line with 35 seconds left in the first half of play. Sharps has done a really good job directionally punting tonight.
Yeah, he sure has.
And that will go out of bounds near the 10. That last run, by the way, a few plays ago by Cooley, who again was the best, most productive play of the night for the Locos.
28 seconds here. You would think that Ottawa Hills will take a knee and just get into the second half. And, of course, being up 40-0, that means it's a running clock in the second half, which is a OHSA rule that was adopted 4 years ago, was it, Andy?
Oh, I think it's longer by now.
Been longer than that?
Yeah.
Time gets away from me. I know that's a rule you don't like.
Yeah. It's the best, one of the best rules they've ever instituted. 28 seconds left here. Chase Miller and company, a couple of timeouts, though. Miller will keep it, and he has a lot of running room across the 30, still running 35-40 out to the 38-yard line.
This could change some things here. Let's see if Ottawa Hills gets on the ball quickly. And
28 on the run. And they'll take a timeout with 18 seconds left.
They've got that big home run threat capability that they're going to take a couple stabs at it. Excuse me, not stabs. I don't know if that's a word. Stabs, is that a word? It is tonight. So
that'll leave Ottawa Hills with one timeout remaining. That 28-yard run brings them out, 29-yard run brings them out to the 39-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Chase Miller has had a terrific first half on both sides of the ball.
136 yards running the football, and, of course, he's throwing the ball for 140 yards. So that's a pretty good night so far by the senior quarterback. That's called balance. You asked me what I like about Ottawa Hills the most, the balance. I've seen teams that throw the ball better. I've seen teams that run the ball better, but they do an outstanding job of mixing both.
Montpelier secondary back at the 45-yard line, 20 yards down the field. Miller to throw. Miller directing traffic. Miller steps up, shoots it down the field. Nobody home. Snyder, I think, was the target. Now 9 seconds left here in the first half. So now it'll be second down and 10 with 8 seconds officially. Second and 10 at the 39. $40-0, Ottawa Hills. Three receivers right, one to the left. Miller to throw. Gets some late pressure over the middle on a crosser. Reddick Pillarelli at midfield. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and he's brought down, and that will end the half officially at the 24-yard line. It'll be 36 on the pass play to end the half. A half that's owned by Ottawa Hills. It'll be a running clock game in the second half. We go to the Main Stops halftime report with the score. Ottawa Hills 40 and Montpelier nothing. You're listening to high school football coverage on B-Rock Sports.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Montpelier, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent. Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Are you in the market for high-quality appliances and furniture? Look no further than Direct Link Appliance and Furniture. We have a wide selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances, as well as service on all makes and models. Direct Link also carries Ashley Furniture and Jameson mattresses. And new to the store, Molecule mattresses, made right in Auburn, Indiana. Don't miss out on unbeatable prices and top-notch service on everything you need to turn your house into a home. Visit Direct Link Appliance and Furniture in Bryan today.
40-0, Ottawa Hills with the lead over Montpelier at the half. As we recap the scoring in this one for Ottawa, and it's all Ottawa Hills, obviously. Chase Miller, an 18-yard TD run. On the first drive, 3 plays, 63 yards. Following a Montpelier fumble, it was Miller to Reddick Pillarelli, 31 yards, capping a 3-play, 44-yard drive. 3 straight punts by the teams combined saw Ottawa Hills finally get it at their own 17. They'd go 83 yards in 5 plays. Rocco Pillarelli, the final 54 yards. Finally, Ottawa Hills got a 2-point attempt to go. It was 20-0 at the end of 1. In the second quarter, Ottawa Hills would go 82 yards in 6 plays. Chase Miller would find Nick Anderson on a 30-yard TD pass. It was 28-0 after the 2-point try. A 3-and-out for Montpelier would set Ottawa Hills up on their own 31. Miller would scamper 7 yards for his second TD run of the night. It was a 69-yard drive in 5 plays and made it 34-0. Montpelier went on another 3-and-out possession. Short field for the Green Bears at the Montpelier 44, and a snap later, Rocco Pillarelli, another one from distance, 44 yards on the score, and that wraps up scoring at 40-0 Ottawa Hills. Main Stop's halftime show will continue in a moment. Mike Bumb with the first half numbers when we come back.
It's all about the tools this October at Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan. Buy a Craftsman V20 battery and charger starter kit, only $99, and get a V20 multi-tool, orbital sander, Bluetooth job site speaker, or circular saw for free. You'll also find Craftsman hand tools and accessories for $24.99 and a Craftsman 12-gallon wet dry vac for only $89.99 with Ace Rewards. Or buy a Milwaukee M18 6-gallon wet dry vac or drill and impact driver kit and get the M18 battery for free. Whatever you need, Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan has you covered. Ace, the helpful place.
Hi, this is Mackenzie Now with Andrews O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency. Life is full of unexpected moments. At Andrews O'Neill & Lowe, we believe in protecting what matters most, your loved ones. With our life insurance solutions, you can ensure that your family is financially secure no matter what the future holds. Partnering with Auto Owners Insurance, we offer plans that provide peace of mind and protection your family deserves. With Auto Owners Insurance by your side, you can trust that your family is covered when hard times come. Visit AndrewsO'NeillAndLowe.com or call us today, because protecting your loved ones is our top priority.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
40-0 Ottawa Hills on the Main Stop's halftime show. Mike Bumb, the statistics from the first half.
Yeah, first from Montpelier Locomotives. Hayden Sharp's been 5 for 16 for 64 yards. Receiving the football for Montpelier, leading the way. Wesley Hartsock had the one catch for 41 yards. Jack Staler had 2 early catches for 16 yards. The Locomotives have a total offense now of 129 yards of total offense in the first half. Ottawa Hills, obviously a different story, who's got 40 points in the first half to Montpelier 0. Chase Miller, he's been as good as advertised, 6 for 13, 176 yards throwing the football. He's thrown passes to Riddick Pillarelli, Rocco Pillarelli, and Nick Anderson's also had a big game. Riddick Pillarelli's had 3 catches for 87 yards, and Nick Anderson 3 catches to lead the way for the Green Bears for 88 yards. Rushing the football, balance is the name of the game for the Green Bears. Chase Miller, the quarterback, ran the ball 7 times today already for 136 yards. How about Rocco Pillarelli? 6 carries for 124 yards, 260 yards already for the Green Bears on the ground, 176 yards in the air. That's what you call balance. Miller to Pillarelli for 1 touchdown score. Miller to Chase Miller on an 18-yard TD run, Rocco Pillarelli on a 54-yard TD run. Miller to Nick Anderson on a 30-yard TD pass, and Chase Miller on a 7-yard TD run, and Rocco Pellarelli on another 44-yard TD run. So balance is the name of the game. The score right now at halftime, 40-0 Green Bears.
And we'll step aside and take another break. When we come back to the main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime show, our Ben Murray will check out other scores around the area, so stay with us.
You like that?
A life well lived is a life well remembered. Hi, I'm Sierra.
And I'm Paul Rorick Jr., and we are the third-generation owners of Fackler Monument in Montpelier, Ohio.
Everyone deserves to be remembered, and we can help you with a customized memorial for you or your loved one.
Whether it's a picture design, custom creation, a small marker, or a large monument, we've got the largest indoor display in the tri-state area.
Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, where 3 generations of tradition and trust come together.
Visit us online at facklermonument.com.
Downtown Bryan, Ohio has become quite the shopping destination in the past few years, thanks in part to Elian's Boutique, the Maddox Men's Emporium, and Faith and Grace Baby Boutique. These incredible stores offer something for everyone, featuring men's and women's apparel, newborn and kids apparel, maternity wear, specialty foods and drinks, barware, jewelry and accessories, giftable items, and much, much more. They're located on the east side of the square in downtown Bryan and open weekdays 10 to 6 and Saturdays 10 to 3. So come to downtown Bryan, Ohio and visit the Elian's family of stores for all your shopping needs.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent.
With a check of your Week 9 halftime high school football scores presented by the main stops of Northwest Ohio, the best stop is a main stop. I'm Ben Murray reporting live in the B-Rock studios. From Hoby Krause Field with Andy and Mike in our broadcast game, it's all Ottawa Hills tonight over Montpelier at half, 40-0. Other games to pass along to you in the GMC, Edgerton is up over Hicksville at half, 27-14. Tenora has a lead over Paulding 14-6, your halftime score in that one. Other games to pass along to you. Fairview has a lead over Wayne Trace 13-12. Ayersville is up over Antwerp at half 14-0. Other games to pass along to you. Eden is bombing Richmond Heights at last check at half 40-0. Northwood is bombing Hilltop at half 28-12. In the NWOAL over on our sister station Q96.5 FM, Wauseon is leading Bryan at half 14-8. Halftime score in the NWOAL, Liberty Center is bombing Delta 42-0. Other NWOAL scoreboard updates at half, Patrick Henry is up on Archibald 14-7, your halftime score there. Evergreen is up on Swanton at half 31-0. Bowling Green leads Napoleon at half 7-6, and Salina leads Defiance at half 7-0. In Game 4 of the ALCS, the Yankees lead the Guardians 2-0 in the middle of the first inning. I will send it back out to Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb at Hoby Krause Field in Montpelier after this short commercial break. This has been our check of your Week 9 halftime high school football scores and an update on Game 4 of the ALCS. For B-Rock Sports, I'm Ben Murray reporting. Tune in next for more from Montpelier. Stay with us.
Family is at the heart of everything we do. At Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, we understand that your family's needs evolve over time, and we're here to support you through every stage of your journey. Whether it's saving for your kids' education, upgrading to a larger home, or planning for retirement, we're here to help you prioritize what matters most. Join us at Midwest Community, and let's build a stronger financial future for your family. Visit us online at midwestcommunity.org to learn more today.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos! Art Taylor Insurance in Bryan and Garrick's All-Star Insurance in Montpelier, proudly representing Ohio Mutual Insurance Group, wants to wish all the local high school sports teams the best of luck in tonight's big game. Whether you're hitting the field, court, or track, your hard work, dedication, and teamwork inspires us all. Go out there and give it your all. At Art Taylor Insurance and Garrick All-Star Insurance, we're proud to support our athletes and our community. Let's bring home the win. Good luck, teams, from Art Taylor Insurance and Garrick All-Star Insurance, protecting what matters today and tomorrow.
Welcome back here to Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. Again, Guardians, Yankees when we wrap everything up here, and this will be a very fast second half with a running clock situation. I want to run through our scenarios right now in terms of the playoff status of local teams. In Division 7, Region 26 right now, Eden is the number 4 team behind Columbus Grove, Upper Scioto Valley, and Gibsonburg. Top 4, remember, guarantee 2 home games. I mean, obviously, you got to win the first week, but you would get a second home game. Eden has already clinched a playoff spot. In fact, the top 11 have clinched playoff spots, and then there's the 12th place team is a control your own destiny situation, and that's followed then by Leipzig, and Edgerton is a team that's also clinched a playoff spot right now, at least according to Joe Idle. So you would have Eden and Edgerton then in Division 7, Region 26, with Eden a chance to get 2 home playoff games. I think one gets wrapped up for sure tonight, and then a win over Ottawa Hills would probably give them the second home game. If they lose, they may not be in for that second home game. They might have to. And for Eden, one of those things that you have to pay attention to here, Foz, is you mentioned earlier about a chance to win a couple of games, right? However, keep in mind some of these matchups. Yeah. Like a Macomb isn't necessarily a good matchup, I don't think, for
anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they're just that BVC is just so physical that those are tough matchups when they're a double-digit seed. So keep an eye on a game like that, or like a Pandora Gilboa, Lima Central Catholic, Leipzig, some of those teams that Eden could potentially see in round 1 or round number 2. In Division 6, Region 22, Patrick Henry is a 4 seed. Fairview is a 5 seed. They control their own destiny. Ottawa Hills, a 6 seed in control of their own destiny. Tonight will wrap up a playoff spot more than likely. Tenora is the number 10 team. Paulding, the number 13 team. Evergreen would be the last team in right now as the number 16 seed. And you know what? Let's talk about Evergreen. They're a 4-4 football team. Yeah. But that's improvement from what we've seen out of Evergreen football the last few years. That's a team, I think, that's on a slight rise. Would you agree with that?
Sure. 4-4, absolutely. In the NWAL, which is regarded in our area as the best small school conference. Yeah, absolutely.
So that is in Division 6, Region 22. In Division 5, Region 18, Liberty Center has clinched a playoff spot and a home game, and going for a second home game as they're throttling Delta tonight. Milan Edison, by the way, is the number 1 team in Division 5, Region 18. Archibald is an 11 seed right now at 5-3. Delta's a 12 seed, and they are both losing tonight, although Archibald is a lot closer than what Delta is to Liberty Center. In Division 4, Region 14, the only local team to, actually maybe 2 to talk about, Ottawa Glandorf controls their own destiny at 4-4. Napoleon controls their own destiny at 4-4. And there's the benefit of Napoleon playing that schedule that includes a lot of D2, D3 type schools. And then finally in Division 3, Region 10, Defiance is the number 6 seed, and they would host a game right now, the 11 seed. Their opponent would be Midview Grafton. They control their own destiny at 5-3.
Big game tonight for the Bulldogs as they play the Salina Bulldogs. Both of those have the same record at 5-2, I believe.
3.
Is it 5-3?
Yep.
And that's in Defiance tonight, so that'll go a long way towards computer points.
Defiance had a heavy road schedule earlier, like in the middle part, like 4 of their first 5 were on the road, and now they're ending the season.
How about
with
Travis
a bunch of home
Cooper,
games.
though? I mean, Defiance football, really, before he got there, was really poor, and the worst in the WBL, or amongst the worst, and now they're upper echelon the last couple of years. It's been a great turnaround.
All right, we wanted to talk. I know you wanted to spend a little time on, since our time will be limited in the second half with possessions down because of the running clock, but you've seen Eden a few times. Now you've seen Ottawa Hills for a half, and you already had a pretty good idea. What are some keys going into next week, and how do you see that thing playing out? Who do you give a slight edge to in a game at Ottawa Hills next Friday night?
Well, watching both of them, it would not shock me if either one won. I think they're both very talented football teams. I think Eden's still a little bit better. This is the first time that we've seen Ottawa Hills think nothing but great things about them. They run the football, obviously, more effectively than what Eden does. Of course, Eden is a 90% or 95% passing team. I think the separation is Kyler Sapp. I think he's still the best player on the field, and he plays for Eden. And he's going to be able to extend plays not only with his arm but also with his legs. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think the game will go down into the waning moments. I think it's going to be a heck of a fun game to watch and to cover if you're doing the radio or whatever else. But in the end, if you're right now saying, Mike, give me a prediction on what you have seen, and as you know, I've been wrong 49% of the time, I think the Eden Bombers are slightly better.
Okay, so you think a one-score game?
I think a one-score game at most.
And it's going to be in some kind of gorgeous setting too. You love that. You coached there so many times. You loved going to Ottawa Hills, didn't you?
One of the best venues around, right in the middle of the neighborhood. Something else to think about is the kicking game, and when I say kicking game, I mean extra point kicking and field goal kicking for both teams is not very good. So, a game that's very close like that. Going for two and extra points and all of those kind of things are going to start to factor into it. So both teams struggle kicking the football.
On paper, it's quite possible a 2-point try decides it. A make, a miss, something like that because of the. Now, Eden will attempt. We've seen Kyler Sapp attempt kicks.
I don't know why. I really I don't know why they do that. Again, that's the big mystery. As great as Eden has been and as great as their coaching staff is, I have no idea why they continually attempt, and they've got to be something like 25% kicking extra points. And when they go for two, they're something like 75%. So 2 points, and you're 50% more likely to get it versus the extra point. I have no idea. Ottawa Hills doesn't even try. They just go for two every time.
Liberty Center, by the way, a 49-0 lead on Delta now in the NWOAL. All right, let's kind of assess the second half here of this thing. Each coach, Brandon Carter, Ottawa Hills, Andy Robinson, Montpelier, you pick where you want to begin, but what do you want? What does each coach want to see out of their team in the second half of a 40-0 game?
I think if you're heavily invested in this game and you're a Montpelier fan, understand something from the point of view of Ottawa Hills. They didn't play last week. Okay, so you've got to get your kids some repetitions. The ultimate goal for you as an Ottawa Hills team is to win the TAC championship, and you've got a very formidable opponent coming up next week. So not playing last week, and if you come in and you don't play your starters the second half here, I think that is not a good idea for you to do as an Ottawa Hills fan to be sharp for next week. So I think
devil's advocate here. I want to bring something up and ask you. It's a risk-reward question.
I get it.
Injury. Are you more concerned about, what are you more concerned about, being fresh and being crisp going into next week, or thinking about an injury?
Worry about that in the fourth quarter. You can't live in fear as a football coach, okay? You got to be sharp. So if you're Ottawa Hills, if I'm the coach of Ottawa Hills, I'm saying I'm playing my ones, and I know my player doesn't want to hear that because the score could get really lopsided. But again, your responsibility is your own football team, and that is play your ones the third quarter, and you run and you pass like you would any other time, and then the fourth quarter is going to go real quick. Then you start getting those kids out. But to answer your question, you can't live in fear about injuries.
Andy Robinson, what's he want to see going in out of this game and into the Hilltop game?
Listen, you go in there and you tell your kids, you've been battling for me all year. You're giving me great effort. Next week's a winnable game. Let's go out and let's improve this week, and let's do some positive things, and let's try to win one possession at a time. And who knows, maybe we can win this second half. Forget about the scoreboard. Really, that's all you can do. You're outmatched. The kids know that. Just go out and say, just compete hard. If you compete hard, you're going to improve. If you're going to improve this week, then we got a chance to win next week.
By the way, we have a final in because of the running clock. Eden 47, Richmond Heights 6, so they'll go into that 9-0 officially. And in the GMC, it's Fairview 19, Wayne Trace 12, with 9:43 left in the third quarter. Here, it's 40-0. Ottawa Hills leading Montpelier. We're going to start the second half in just a moment. Our halftime show has been brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. Remember, the best stop is always main stop. We'll get that second half underway after this final halftime timeout.
Good luck tonight to all the area athletes. Hard quality work means a lot to an athlete and to everyone at Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer. Peltz is in the business of working hard for you. Whether you need something as simple as a 2x4 or all the materials for your new home or pole barn, Peltz Lumber has what you need and will deliver it to you in a timely fashion. Hard work and quality materials is what you'll find at Peltz, and hard work on the field and in practices are what makes these area teams great. Good luck tonight from Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer, building for a new generation.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408. Welcome back out here. We get a quick baseball update in the ALCS. It's New York 3 and Cleveland 1. Just underway there. We'll get you to the end of that game here in just a bit. Montpelier are going to get the football to start the second half, trailing 40-0 here in this one. Again, all running clock second half here for us. Next week, we'll be on the road to Toledo for Eden at Ottawa Hills, as we made mention, and then pretty certain of where our first week of the playoff destination will be, and that will be in Eden when they host their first round opponent in the opening round of the 2024 playoffs for Eden in Division 7, Region 26. Hey, Foz, I can unveil this for you.
Yeah.
November 22nd, I'll be right here for girls basketball, Montpelier and Eden. That's a non-conference game,
well,
right?
Now hold on now. You didn't get the news, my good friend.
No.
There's been a schedule adjustment.
What's happening?
The Locomotives will be playing Ayersville on that opening night, so I hope you're still here.
I don't know now. How did that happen?
There was a scheduling conflict on Eden's side, and they had to move the date. So.
Okay, well, I'm glad I brought that up to you.
And then, of course, the greatest athletic director, Joe Brigle, managed to move a game from the end of the year to the beginning of the year.
Trace Douglas, a kick that is down by Montpelier at their own 4. I'm glad I brought that up to you then.
Yeah. Not that we don't love to have the Ange for any time.
First down and 10 now from the 40-yard line. As again, we get a moving clock here in the second half of play. Montpelier will see the ones for both teams out there as this drive begins for the Locos at their own 40. Sharps is going to have Cooley in the backfield. 2 receivers both ways. Man goes in motion to the far side. Nope, it'll be a keep by Sharps, and Sharps is out to midfield, and he'll be stacked up there. Nick Anderson and company, but a good solid run of 11 for the first down.
Yeah, good little zone read there, and Sharps elected to keep it. And Sharps has got all the tools. If you just get some parts around him, and I think he'll have that next year as everybody's a year older, the maturity.
What does the 8th grade class potentially bring as far as athletes?
Well, I think there is some kids with a high ceiling at Montpelier, and I think there's some numbers. But I think more importantly, you got a lot of freshmen that are just not ready to play varsity football that are being forced to play this year. But that'll provide some dividends here in the future next year as they're become more quality of a football player with the experience that they have and just the overall maturity.
Twins right and left as the snap comes to Sharps. Flush to the far side, throws on the run, a little bit behind the target, but the reception is going to be made. Jackson Staylor hangs on to it for a gain of 10 to the 39-yard line.
That's a great one-hand catch that time by Jackson Staylor. His 3rd catch of the night.
First and 10 Montpelier at the 39 of Ottawa Hills. 40-0 Green Bears here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Clock moving here in this 3rd quarter of play. Andy Robinson in Montpelier in his 3rd year as the head coach. This is the 2nd year for Brandon Carter at Ottawa Hills. 2 receivers stacked to the right, slot to the left, handoff on the interior, and it'll be Cooley spun down at the 37-yard line. He'll have a couple on the play. Going to be brought down by Adam Pfizer. 2nd down and 8.
Nice little drive so far the Montpelier's putting together here.
And now seeing if they can finish off one or two of these here in the second half is their goal. 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
You look at the offensive line from up here, they only lose one player. Gary Robinson to graduation.
2 receiver set both ways. Quarterback draw for Sharps. And Sharps gets down near the 35-yard line before he's pushed backwards by a trio of Green Bears. Mitchell Eidenauer won there first. 3rd down and 7 coming up from the 36. Opening drive of the second half. 8:50 and counting to play. Got an update on that Fairview-Wayne Trace game in the GMC. Wayne Trace has grabbed the lead now with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. It's the Raiders 20 and Fairview 19. We thought that would be a pretty good matchup tonight.
I tell you, like I said, again, before Edgerton got all boogered up with the injury bug, I think there's 5 teams in the GMC that are all about the same.
Sharps wants the home run ball down the field, incomplete, and a flag is going to be thrown on Chase Miller as he's going to be called for the interference against Cam Smith.
Yeah, and the referee was right there on top of it and said Chase Miller kind of reached around and grabbed Cam Smith that time, which drew the pass interference flag. Yeah, but the good thing about these running clocks, even when you have a flag like that, Andy, is the clock keeps ticking.
That'll move Montpelier down all the way to the 21-yard line. 40-0 Ottawa Hills on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Montpelier honoring their seniors tonight in all sports tonight? Yeah, all sports being honored.
All sports.
Fall sports and cheerleader, everything.
Excluding volleyball, which does their own.
1st and 10 Locos at the 21 of Ottawa Hills. Deepest threat of the night for the Locos. 2 receivers set both ways. Cooley in the backfield. Cooley gets the ball. He's at the 20. Bounces to the outside. Will be wrapped up at about the 16, and a late hit is coming against Ottawa Hills.
Yeah, and I hope Griff Cooley is okay because that was really an unnecessary late hit that time.
It'll be on Pfizer.
Yeah, and that's just a dumb call, and hopefully Cooley's okay because Cooley was on the ground for at least a second or two, and they came across and gave him a dirty kind of a elbow there to the head area. Just unnecessary.
Nick Anderson got credited with the tackle first. It was Anderson with the stop. So marking it half the distance, it's now a 1st and goal Montpelier at the 8-yard line. Chance here to get on the board, trailing 40-0. 6.5 to play in quarter number 3. Two-by-two look receiver-wise. Cooley remains in the game and remains in the backfield. He's the halfback to the left, now goes in motion to the near side. Quarterback draw for Sharps. Sharps twisting his way down inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line. He'll be brought down by Nick Anderson.
Obviously, this drive has been aided tremendously by two big 15-yard penalties there by Ottawa Hills. But Montpelier, aside from that, has put together something here, and now they're threatening to score.
2nd and goal at the 4.
And this is against Ottawa Hills' once.
Yep. 2nd and goal, 4-yard line. Meek and Cooley in the backfield. 2 receivers go left, 1 receiver to the right. Meek goes in motion. Handoff to Cooley, who bursts into the end zone. And Montpelier on the board on a 4-yard touchdown run by Griff Cooley. And they'll avoid the shutout. It is 40-6. Montpelier will kick the extra point. Cam Smith to boot it. The hold out of Jackson, or being done by Jackson Staler. Snap, spot, kick on the way, and it will slide through the uprights. 40-7 our score now. Ottawa Hills leading Montpelier. Back in just a moment.
With over 30 years of experience in caring for patients' eyes, Dr. Sainholtz and Koonsman have the knowledge to find the right vision correction option for you. From glasses to laser vision correction to the latest development of the overnight contact lenses, Dr. Sainholtz and Koonsman at Tri-State Vision Center want to be your next option. Phone 419-485-4257. Monday and Wednesday evening and Saturday appointments available. It's not just about your eyes, it's about your health at the Tri-State Vision Center.
40-7, Ottawa Hills with the lead over Montpelier. Week 9 slowly coming to an end. Again, Cleveland, New York when we're done here in this one. Foz, as you look back in the first half, because we're not going to have time toward the end, but what was the best one tire and service best play of the game tonight for you?
Jeez, a lot of great plays by Ottawa Hills. I think one of the Rocco Pillarelli runs have to be
54-yarder?
54-yarder would have to be right up there.
You know what? I might go with a 44-yarder because I think that's the one we saw the full package of his talents on. Let's go with the 44-yard
Works for me,
score.
my friend.
New York leading Cleveland 3-1, top of the third inning in this game 4 tonight, with New York up 2-1 still. That was our best one tire and service, best play of the game, the Rocco Pillarelli 44-yard touchdown run. Remember, where the best costs less, best one tire and service. The ones will come out, and this will probably, wouldn't you say, be their only series offensively, more than likely?
Well, yeah,
because of the timing and everything.
I would say so. Again, Coach Carter could probably say, listen, I don't like the way we're playing right now. We gave up a touchdown and maybe keep him in. Again, the whole idea, you got to know your team, and you're playing for a championship next week, so I don't have any problem with Ottawa Hills keeping their ones in a little bit longer than normal.
2 receivers both ways, though, coming in motion to the near side is Zapersky to set up 3 to the near side. Here is Rocco Pillarelli. Bounces to the outside, stiff arm 45-50, and he was cutting again and lost his footing at the 49-yard line. So he'll have 12 on the run. It'll be a first down. Down to the 49-yard line. Third quarter, Wasion putting it on Brian. 35-14, Wasion over the Bears.
Maybe a couple more years before Brian gets back to what they're used to. I think a good junior high group, I believe. But
40-7 here with under 4 to go third quarter in a running clock game. Reddick Pillarelli, they fake the jet sweep to him. Miller with the keep. Miller now with an option toss to Pillarelli. And Pillarelli down the sideline still, nope, they say he stepped out of bounds. He was cutting back and finding daylight, but he steps out at the 40.
He's really fast.
Both Pillarellis are.
Yeah, they are.
Gain of 9. And it'll be second down and 1.
Yeah, if you watch him live here, and again, I don't think we can give it full justice as if you're out there listening. Pillarelli's, man, the shiftiness and the ability to stop and change directions and still maintain full speed is as good as you're going to see.
Second and 1, Ottawa Hills at the Montpelier 40, trying to answer Montpelier's score to start the second half. Here is Rocco Pillarelli, first down and more, tumbles down at the 36-yard line. He'll get 4.
Sometimes you watch a film, Andy.
Gary Robinson, the stop.
And you can kind of tell that a guy's fast, but you really can't feel it unless you see it live. Sometimes the film disguises some things, good and bad. And you watch these Pillarellis brothers in live action, man. I'm telling you, they got the goods.
And now Reddick is kind of on. He's bent, looks a little gassed in the huddle. Now he pops up.
Well, they hadn't played in a couple weeks.
I wonder how you handle a bye. Did you ever have a bye week?
Never.
Yeah,
never did.
You're right about in the pregame show about how rare that is. Here comes a reverse. Rocco to Reddick Pillarelli. He gets a block from his quarterback, cuts back 30, still on his feet, 25-20, 15-10, and he's down at the 7-yard line. 30 on the run, and it'll be first and goal. First down and goal at the 7-yard line for the Green Bears. And if this is, in fact, the one's final possession and they score here, it'd be a good one to go out on. Eden won earlier, so they're 9-0. And Ottawa Hills will head there at 7-1.
My guess is we got a few of our Eden friends that are listening, knowing they're going to play Ottawa Hills next week.
Here's Rocco Pillarelli, ran into his own lineman and then falls forward to about the 2. So 5 yards, it'll be 2nd and goal. 1:20 to go in the third quarter.
Not prepared to say, and again, I think this is a really good Ottawa Hills team. I don't know if they're as good as they were last year or not, because they're not as dominant up front as they were a year ago. Now, the athletics, I mean, all the backs are back. The receivers are back.
And they're wildly athletic.
They really are.
Rocco Pillarelli, they fake it to him. Little pop pass into the end zone. Got a toe tap. No, he did not get it down. It was Jackson Snyder, the intended receiver. Could not come down with it inbounds. And it'll be 3rd and goal here in the waning seconds of the third quarter. See how much of a hurry Ottawa Hills is to snap this. They don't have to, or do they? It's pretty much matched up, so with the play clock and game clock. 3rd and goal at the 2. 3 receivers bunch right, 1 receiver to the left. Rocco Pillarelli in the backfield. Reddick goes in motion. Roll out for the lefty. Rolling right is Miller. Miller on the move, throws, and it's incomplete.
And Chase Miller missed the first throw there.
And that's it for quarter number 3. 40-7, Ottawa Hills. We come back for a fast fourth quarter in just a moment.
Newcomers Schaefer, Spangler, and Brininger have served Northwest Ohio for over 120 years. They provide a full range of legal services, including real estate transactions, estate planning and trust administration, elder law, family law, business planning and litigation, personal injury, workers' comp, criminal and traffic defense, and more. Newcomers Schaefer, Spangler, and Brininger also supports the athletes in schools in Northwest Ohio and wish them the best of luck in this game.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Starks Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Starks Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Patrick Henry leads Archibald 26-7, just underway in the fourth quarter of that game. We're about ready to get underway the fourth quarter of this game. It is a 40-7 lead for Montpelier. Ottawa Hills has a 4th and goal at the 2-yard line here in this running clock second half. Ottawa Hills tuning up for Championship Friday next week, a Toledo Area Athletic Conference collision, home with Eden. Man in motion. Miller gives on the jet sweep to Reddick Pillarelli, looking for the edge, and he coasts into the end zone for a touchdown on 4th and goal at the 2. It's Reddick Pillarelli. And it's 46-7 now, Ottawa Hills. Reddick has his 2nd TD of the night. His first of the night was a receiving touchdown of 31 yards from Chase Miller. Rocco, a couple of runs for scores. Chase Miller, a couple of runs for scoring touchdowns and TD passes as well to, as we said, Reddick Pillarelli, Nick Anderson. And now the 2-point attempt here. They better hurry. That play clock is down to 8 as they break the huddle. 46-7. Miller has everybody set. Play clock at 2. At 1, they didn't get it off.
No, and
nobody has thrown a flag yet. Yeah. It's caught for 2. The entire, look, if you and I saw that.
Well, listen.
Well, I know. They just let it go.
Wait, listen. Sometimes you have a tendency as an official when the game is out of reach to momentarily zone out, and I think that may have been the case here because he was 2 or 3 seconds after the play
I was going to say, that wasn't one of those where the snap comes at the 0.
Yeah.
That was 0-1.
Well,
2 1,000. 3 1,000.
Listen, I can promise you that 2 points is not going to come into play here.
It's not.
But you're right.
48-7 officially the score here. Ottawa Hills with the lead, 10:53 to go. This is our last night together.
Yeah. Look, sad. I got to hoops there, so I can't. I'm going to really miss that Eden Ottawa Hills
If you forget to tell them, this is a good way to let your mom and dad know that you're not going to be with me now next week or down the road because of basketball.
They'll be listening to you, though. They love the Ange.
So look forward to seeing you in hoop season down the road. As girls basketball not that far off for us. It'll be, a month from, that's 5 weeks from tonight, I think, when the
starts
game
a little bit early
starts.
this year. Tomorrow, college football.
And you'll be D6, right?
Yeah.
Montpelier girls are
yeah,
D6.
It's not a good thing, but that's the way it is.
Be interested to see how all this stuff play. Football's been these 7 divisions, but I want to see how these other sports. You got to see it a little bit as Ottawa Hills is going to recover a kick here at the 42-yard line. Yeah, you got to see it at the volleyball level. How much did that change as far as where teams were?
It's tougher
shifting?
for a school like Montpelier, who was last year in Division 4, and this year you're going to have to play teams that are in a little bit bigger conference and a little bit bigger schools, and it does not help Montpelier specifically.
Ottawa Hills has it at the 40.
Onside kick.
Timeout taken by Ottawa Hills.
Montpelier coaching staff may be a little disappointed that Ottawa Hills kicked an onside kick when they're up 48-7, and I can kind of understand that discontent a little bit. I mean, I have no problem with Ottawa Hills keeping their players in the game because you got to be sharp for next week a little bit. But I don't know if the onside kick was necessary, Angie.
Yeah, I agree.
College football tomorrow. Some big games.
Texas beats Georgia
at home.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, isn't Georgia due though?
They are, but I still like Texas.
Okay. All right.
What's the Foz's lock of the week? Do you have one? I haven't done this in a while since there's no Wednesday show anymore.
I got a couple games I like. Nothing sticks out glaringly. I think Wisconsin covers over Northwestern.
Who wins Michigan, Illinois?
Michigan's my lock of the week.
Okay.
3.5 favorites. And I'll tell you why here in a minute.
Ottawa Hills possession. They do have their backup quarterback in. This is Cole Coy, a freshman, whose dad. So there's Eidenauer twins and now a Coy in there. North Central grads, their dads, and playing here at Ottawa Hills. And they love the future of Cole. He'll take over at quarterback next year for Chase Miller.
His dad, Cal, was a great athlete at North Central back in a little bit older than me, but your era and at North Central. And they had some good teams there at North Central with
late 80s.
Martin and Coy, and was there a Pettit in that group too?
He was just a bit older, but yeah, he'd be closer to the Brent Parent age.
And then Eidenauer was the other one. They had some good players there.
Coy with a running back in the backfield with him, Ian Densmore, who's a junior. Coy will roll out to the far side, being chased and hit as he throws. It is incomplete, almost picked off. Coming after him was Travis Clifford, a 5'10", 250-pound freshman.
I like Wisconsin over Northwestern to cover. It's like 6.5 or 7.5. I think Wisconsin played pretty well last week against Rutgers. I like Michigan 3.5 over Illinois. Illinois' offensive line's beat up a little bit. Michigan's arguably got the best defensive line in the country. They've got another week to work with Tuttle. I don't think Tuttle's very good, but he's got to make a completion here or there, and I think that'll be enough for Michigan to win by a touchdown.
3rd and 7. Coy to roll out to the right side. Under duress, throws in the flat. It is incomplete. Good tight coverage. It was intended for Jackson Broach, and Malachi Smith was right there. Hey, seesaw affair in the GMC. Fairview has retaken the lead. Apaches 27, Wayne Trace 20. Here it is 48-7, I beg your pardon. Ottawa Hills with the lead with 8:40 to go and a 4th down and 7 for Ottawa Hills, and they are going to punt it away with Teddy Zaberski. Again, when we wrap it up here, which will be very, very quickly, we'll get you back to the studio or get you out to Cleveland then. Not back to the studio. We're going to go right out to Cleveland for the Yankees and the Guardians. Game 4 tonight in Cleveland. They'll play Game 5 tomorrow. Kick into the end zone, so it'll come out for a touchback. Haven't heard anything in a while on that Edgerton-Hicksville game. Edgerton had built a 2-score lead. What was another game? Tenora Paulding. Ben, see if you can hunt anything down on that, an update on that. Tenora and Paulding was a huge one in the GMC tonight. A Tenora win would give them at least a share of the GMC championship if they were able to win tonight. They came in with a 1-game lead over Fairview when the night began. And next week, Tenora will finish with Edgerton. Fairview will close out, I think Fairview closes out against Hicksville. So if Fairview can beat Wayne Trace tonight and hope either way, then Tenora, they'd stay in the title chase, let's put it that way. But it would be better for Fairview if Tenora could fall tonight to Paulding. Either way, we'll have a wrap-up of the scores after tonight's ALCS Game 4. 7:40 left in this, 48-7 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Ottawa Hills with the lead. They are going to leave Montpelier at 7-1, 3-0 in the TAC. Montpelier going to drop to 2-7 and 0-3 in the TAC. After 3, Tenora 14, Paulding 12. So that's tight going to the final 12 minutes of football there. 14-12 Tenora. Remember, that's a Tenora team that started 0-3 to begin the year against a difficult schedule.
Yeah, different schedule, and so was Paulding's schedule. They were very difficult, too. But, again, like I said real quick here after this play, Andy, to Carter Meeks, who's one of those freshmen that's going to be a really good player for the Locomotives. You look in and again, Edgerton's beat up, so it's not the same team right now. But Edgerton, Tenora, Wayne Trace, Paulding, Fairview, all 5 of those teams, I see really no difference between them.
Yeah, I would agree. And we haven't seen eyeball test on Wayne Trace, but I would agree with that statement. The edge is going right now to Tenora in the conference. 3rd down and 9 for Montpelier, trailing 48-7 with 6 minutes left in this one. Meek throws to the far side and threw low, incomplete. Intended receiver was Jackson Staler.
Getting some reps in there for the backup quarterback, which is Carter Meeks, and probably a wise move. Keep Hayden Sharps out of the game because as he goes, so does Montpelier, and next week's a winnable game at Hilltop. Now he comes in, Hebe and Hayden Sharps to punt the ball. And the backups have come in for returning now for Ottawa Hills, too. You don't see Pirlarelli back deep for the Green Bears.
Yeah, deep for Ottawa Hills is Blake Craver. Blake, a sophomore. The punt for Sharps will happen around, he'll receive that snap around his 10. End of 3, Edgerton 27 and Hicksville 20. And a good punt from Sharps that will roll down to the 30-yard line. Defiance has been hammered by Salina tonight. 28-6 Salina with the win in the Western Buckeye League there. Defiance, not sure. They're 5-4. I was trying to remember who they play in week number 10. I think it's a game that they'll be favored in, but the opponent I don't have jotted down here in front of me as far as the week 10 matchup. But they're still in a good position to be a playoff team. They were the 6th seed beginning tonight. I can't imagine, although maybe they could fall out of a home game now with that loss tonight, depending on what teams 7 and 8 in front of them did. Now Ottawa Hills with a chance to basically kill the clock here. Inside handoff to Will Hickey. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9.
More of the subs coming in here for Ottawa Hills. And I really have no issue with how Ottawa Hills has managed this game as far from a personnel standpoint. I think they've played the appropriate time with their ones. They've got to be sharp and now have gotten the ones out, and some backups are getting in there. So I don't think there's nothing to be upset about if you're a Locomotive fan. Ottawa Hills is just pretty darn good.
2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Coy to throw, incomplete. Wanted to find Nicholas Fineski there. And it'll be 3rd and long. Defiance will play OG next week in Week 10. Thanks, Ben. And that's a big matchup because OG is 4-4 coming into tonight. So, I mean, forget any WBL, but you're going to have some points on the line in that, and both are going to be jockeying for positioning. So a big Week 10 game there for Defiance and OG playing each other. 3rd and 10 with 3:55 left in this one. Coy rolling out to the far side, on the move, slings it down the field. Jump ball broken up by Carter Meek. John Denny, sophomore wide receiver, was the target. And it'll be 4th down and 10. Montpelier, always an emotional night tonight when you have a senior night.
Yeah.
And
two of them, Gary Robinson and Cam Smith, playing their last game at Hobie Field, or Hobie Krause Field at Howald Athletic Complex.
Yeah, there are a lot of names.
There's a lot of names. It's hard to keep it all straight.
4th and 10. Pazerski on to punt. Or Zapersky, I beg your pardon, on to punt. And a good kick drifting back, making the grab, is Cam Smith. End of 3 now. It's Fairview 27 and Wayne Trace 20. And here we have 3 minutes exactly to go in this one. In Eden at Ottawa Hills next week in Week 10. I'll be on the air at about 6:30 with the pregame show. Hope you can join us for that. It'll be for all the marbles in the Toledo Area Athletic Conference. Playoff points on the line all over the place. Bottom of the 3rd inning now. New York 3, Cleveland 2. Yankees lead that series 2-1. Mets did win 12-6.
2-2 now?
So, no, LA's up 3-2 on the Mets, going home for the final 2. Well, potentially final 2 games of that series. 2:36 left and counting here. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Impressive win for the Green Bears as they again move to 7-1 with the win. They'll have a 9-game season. They did not find a replacement for Cardinal Stritch last. Richmond Heights must not have been available because everybody else in the world scheduled Richmond Heights, so they just must not have been free last week.
Looks like going forward, we mentioned it earlier today that the TAC conference is
going to stay alive. You know what, though? You might
members.
have. It's like the Big Ten now with 37 members. It's a skewered name, but really, is it Toledo Area Athletic Conference?
Sure it is.
Ottawa Hills is really the only Toledo area. I know the Southern Michigan schools. I know. But maybe you come up with, I don't know, maybe you name the conference after the Foz. You coached in it a lot of years.
I love that idea. That's the best idea I've heard all night. Yeah, I never.
The Fozzy 8.
The Big Ten being, I don't know, how many teams are in the Big 18 now, right?
It's terrible. I mean, it's not even close by calling it the Big Ten
anymore. It's not even close. I still think, Angie.
Yeah.
I know about money and I know about markets.
I'm going to cut you off right there. It's
not
becoming regional ever again.
I believe you're wrong. I believe in our lifetime sometime it'll morph its way back to regional.
Not when the SEC and Big Ten have just held this summit where they're going to control
I'm talking
all
about
of tomorrow.
I'm talking about 30 years or so.
Well, we'll be dead.
No, we're not.
I mean, by the time your thought process comes back, we won't be alive anymore.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't consider USC to be in the Big Ten. I never will. They're the Pac-10 to me, and they always will be.
And there isn't a Pac-10.
In my mind, it is. In fact, behind Michigan, USC was the most hated school ever. And in 1979, Charles White was not in. It was not a touchdown. Ohio State should have won the national championship that year.
7-year-old Foz still has the scars.
Went up in the bathroom and cried.
4th down here coming up. And you know what? That's going to do it. It's been a great season.
Yeah, I love you, brother.
We'll see you in the hoop season.
How about a little hug here? Bring it in.
Thanks to Montpelier for hosting us, as always. A wonderful job there. Hey, come on back for the showdown in week number 10. It will be Eden and Ottawa Hills for the championship. Final tonight, Ottawa Hills 48. Montpelier 7, off to Cleveland now in the finish of the Guardians and the Yankees.